628th episode of the GeekVerse podcast. I'm the Clown Prince of Heroes, Superheroes, Travis Snell, and I'm joined by...
I'm the super duper, Kirkland Patzer.
I'm the Heart Giraffe, Dylan Muss.
And the somehow RDJ has returned, Taylor Field. Dark
Yes.
magic, secrets, only the Sith knew.
Only the Feige
That's
knew.
the longest
shoot.
nickname
But
of all time.
that is a long nickname. But
Two-liners.
yes, Legion, we are here the eve, when this releases for the public, the eve of GV Day. We'll talk a little bit about that later, but we got that coming up, our 8-hour stream to celebrate the 9 years. So that should be a fun time. But yeah, today's kind of like just a mini one. We're going to talk about a little more details that have come out about Downey. I got a question for these gentlemen, something to pose. I think they can see it up there as far as that's been the debate on the interwebs, right? Of people see this Payday, they're like, oh man, like Deadpool, Wolverine, all this stuff. So I'm going to talk about that, Deadpool and Wolverine box office, and then the, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the 9th annual superhero draft. Look at that. We're always like, no, that doesn't make sense, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
We haven't
6,
done it
7,
every year.
8.
Yeah.
It's 8. The Golden Geeks and the draft are a year behind, but still 8. We're up there. So yes, that's a fun one. If people don't know, we have a list of 10 actors. We draft them when we think who could be cast in a DC or Marvel animated or live action project, TV show, or movie. You'll find out who won, and you'll find out because there was some pointage in the Deadpool Wolverine movie, so you got that going on, and we'll redraft that. But yeah, everything you need to know is down below. Like I said, last plug, if you want to come join GV Day, we got lots of stuff. We got the first ever triple threat wrestling match between myself, Kirkland Patzer, and Taylor Field, with Dylan Muss and Connor returning on the commentary team. So that's going to be worth the price of admission right there. This starts at 8 a.m. The wrestling match with a few other things will start at 8, and then we'll be in the studio, which I don't think we've really said at all. I've been tweeting it now, but we're in person for this as well too. I don't think we've stressed that we are together, all four, simpatico, side by side. So. And then I will release some sort of thing, but pretty much for everyone listening here, 10 a.m. PST is going to be trivia. Dylan's leading a team. I'm leading a team, both of patrons and fellow listeners, and Taylor's hosting. So, that's going to be just a bonfire of what's going on there. And then after that, we will have the Golden Geeks, the 2012 Golden Geeks, our version of the Academy Awards where we take, best picture, best scene, best actor, best actress. We debate that. We've all been watching a bunch. I watched American Mary today, so we'll talk about that in a couple of days.
Nice.
That's a movie, all right. That's a movie, all right. Fucking Betty Boop. So we got lots to talk about coming up this Saturday, and then what's the final? Oh, and then throughout we're gonna do Geek Versus after that, but Geek Versus will kind of happen throughout the stream when we have some downtime because there's lots and lots of characters. Go back, there's over 30 characters, all from different franchise: Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Hidalgo, video games, Marvel, DC Star, and that is where we get a wheel. We're gonna spin it, and it's gonna give us 2 random characters the patrons to pick, and they're going to duke it and fight it out. So that one's going to just kind of happen throughout, and then there are going to be stretch goals. You can look, I'll put them down below, and there'll be a Patreon post. If you want the stream to go longer, we'll go longer, because if you subscribe to Patreon or up your tier, that's your way to support us. And in honor of that, we will go longer. And there's going to be time increments of like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, half an hour, all that good jazz. So, and yeah, anything you do supporting us, we really appreciate that, because we are independent content creators, and that's also going to go towards all our stuff next year. We got some juicy retros happening next year, some big movies coming out, big games coming out. So you guys, as we said before, you guys fund the extra shows. Before GV used to just be one show a week, and because of each and every one of you, that's why we can do a little bit more. So that's the day, 8 a.m. PST, and then 8 hours after that for the scheduled, and then anything else after, we very much appreciate it. So I guess I have literally nothing to say here but other than 2012. So does anyone have anything to say for what they've been watching? Because this week I've been cramming some of the ones that I haven't seen, because I was a little busy at the beginning of the week. So nothing I can say until Saturday for myself.
I finished Receiver, that Netflix sports doc. It was good. I really liked it. It's definitely getting me on the football wavelength. I'm not going to say I know the sport or understand the sport.
It's like
but
chess,
I'm going to
right?
give it a shot. I know it's preseason coming up here. I probably won't pay attention to that at all.
Don't do that. Yeah.
But I am going to, come week 1, I'm going to actually try and follow some of the games. And that'll be my commitment there. I think I am going to watch the quarterback show. It's like from the same makers. Just to really scratch that itch. But yeah, it was really well made. I really liked it. And yeah. I just love sports docs, man. Just like the energy, especially when they like ramp up to near the playoffs, and it's just like the behind the scenes of them like getting amped up, and then they go out there on the field, and just the crowd's going crazy. I don't know. It's definitely an itch that I like to get scratched every once in a while.
Oh yeah, the playoffs. That's in any sport such a great time to watch. You can just feel that fever pitch. You know, I always say like for us, like that's why I missed like the streaming days of Gauntlet, and when we had that, like when it was like two people in the finals that tournament. We've been doing it for 6 hours. Like you're tired, you watch like a But I remember a couple of years ago, me and Kirkland. We did that golf match that went on for just fucking so we did one, and then we had to do another one. But it was like that fever pitch. You can't nowhere near what they do in the sports arenas for millions of dollars and whatnot. But you know what I should have, even though you wouldn't be that confident, I should have Maddie and Clay bully you into. We should start a GV fantasy league, and that'll get you into it.
I don't even know what that really takes. I've been in a couple like NHL fantasy leagues, but
it's like a superhero, or it's like the Marvel draft where it's like points for
you
touchdown,
just pick players, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. So same with it's exactly like the Marvel now it's just the Marvel superhero, just the Marvel draft.
As long as there's like a sheet that just has like the best players, and then I can just kind of pick like that down, because I won't know names, you know. Big Bad Brady's out of the league these days, so I don't really know who.
Big Bad Brady. Oh, boy.
Actually, I guess Mahomes, like anyone on the Chiefs is probably a good pick.
It's a safe pick, yep.
I really actually am pretty hyped on like Joe Burrow and like his team, Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
So like maybe that'll be my go-to. I feel like I was rooting for him in the playoffs just because I wanted him to beat the Chiefs. But
now that he looks like Cody Rhodes, you're all supporting him. Now,
yeah,
right?
I like the bleach look. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So stay tuned to Kirkland in the fall season when we get there.
We'll circle back to this for sure in the fall time. And the after 9 that Clay and Maddie are on.
Right. Yes, we have to do that. Yeah. Dylan, I saw as I was talking about this, you were shaking your head, saying
2012 and Alien. That's it.
Right.
That's all
yeah.
I've been watching these days.
Check out if you want to know Dylan's thoughts and all our thoughts on AVP 2 or Alien Prometheus or Covenant. Join Patreon, or wait till August 2nd, then join that's August 2nd, right? Yeah, August 2nd, join Patreon, and then you get those thoughts, and then you can support us, move the stream forward, all that good jazz. So, Taylor, I know you must have squeezed something in that wasn't Aliens or 2012. I just know it.
I have an act for squeezing a little thing in here and there.
Well, that's what Madison likes, you know.
Some Gossip Girl.
Oh wow!
Wow! Is that after Deadpool? Is that what started it?
Yeah. Blake Lively was in there, which I had no idea that she was in there until I watched it.
Really?
And then Penn Badgley, which I had no idea. Sebastian Stan, which I had no idea. I was like, man, all of these cast members, like, holy crap. A few other faces that are familiar, but I can't remember their names. But it's kind of neat that the show is like each episode is just kind of like its own story, and I guess it's like a continuation overall, like a continuing narrative. But I think it's a fun time, and some of the characters are really outrageous, but it's a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying it.
This is your first time watch, correct? So no one's saying anything. Who do you think right now? Who do you think is Gossip Girl?
I'm pretty sure. What's her name? Like the main brunette.
Okay. I'm not gonna say anything.
Blair?
I'm not gonna react at all.
Blair
Waldorf.
is that her name? I'm pretty sure like she is, and then Serena is Blake's character, right?
I've never seen the show, so I don't know.
You've never seen Gossip Girl, really?
No, I think it came on the time where maybe if I watch it now, I think I might like it better. But I think it came on the time where it's like, like I'm a man. I don't know if
I missed it big time. I only watched it. Shay was on one of her rewatches of that show. She loves that one, so I kind of caught on like periodically, I guess. Like
might
caught
next
snippets
time.
each season, and then by the end, I was just like hooked and. Yeah,
that's why. With
it's a good bad watch.
With Penn Badgley, I knew him from Stepfather, not Gossip Girl. That's where I knew him
Stepfather.
from. That horror movie.
I still gotta watch the original and the sequel that you told me about.
Yeah,
on my
you
watch
do?
list.
Yeah, there you go. Watch it after Gossip Girl. Good sequel, you know. And then watch the remake. And then
he looks so different. Like it's funny because when you look at Penn Badgley and Gossip Girl and he's got that young Paul Rudd factor going on, but he looks older in Gossip Girl. He's bigger in there too, and like he's more skinny and lanky in You, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. And that's it, eh? Gossip Girl?
Gossip Girl, and did I watch something else?
It's got to be some random. Like,
I do have two
Sky
things
High
if you're
or
thinking,
something.
Taylor. Which Taylor? It was like some anniversary yesterday for Sky High or something. I'll go because Taylor's
Oh,
there.
celebration?
Mattis reminded me. Yeah, we restarted our Office rewatch, so there's that. She just chimed in. She's eavesdropping on me apparently.
I ain't dropping no E's. Yeah. Office
don't want my
rewatch?
posters.
How many times do you watch The Office? Like I feel like one watch is like enough, you know?
Oh no!
No,
Come on, this guy.
I feel like this is probably
That's
this
the
could.
quota.
We're not in double digits yet, but we're like after
Oh.
5, I'd say. Like we just, I was
Still doesn't
flicking
watch
through.
Hannibal, but he's thinking he might be double digit for The
I was
Office.
flicking through the like Netflix
Very
the other
different type of
day.
show.
Very different. I was flicking through Netflix the other day, and I saw The Office. Like, you know what? It's been a while. I popped it on, and just that first episode, man, it just fucking kills me. I'm laughing and like, oh, this is great. The characters just hit me.
First
so.
season's so bad too. Like I usually just skip to season 2. I find even like
that's good.
rewatching Parks. I feel like I just start on season 2. It's just
Parks season 1 is pretty slow. We did try starting that, but I kind of fell off that like a few episodes in the season 1.
Really?
Like, I've watched the
Damn.
whole series twice, but the first season is just. I mean, you skip to season 2.
It's
so-
really short though. Like it's same with The Office. It's only like 5 episodes, like season
Yeah.
1, and then season
Yeah.
2. That's when they hit their stride. But yeah, I'm almost done Parks on whatever rewatch it is. Nowhere near the amount I've seen The Office. It's a good comfort show to just put on the back. You know, put on the background.
Yeah.
I like Hannibal is not a show that you would do that to. Like if you're like,
it is.
I guess you're a different breed. This guy went through Game of Thrones in like fucking 4 days, so
3
I
weeks,
can't
not
really
4 days,
compare
come on.
myself to you.
Yeah. I did remember I did watch 2 things. The 90s show came back.
Oh,
And so it's like they're doing that shit again where it's like they've done, I don't know, 12 episodes and first part comes out now and then the other part comes out later. I don't know if it was just the nostalgia of the first the first season having a lot of the characters come back because really like it's obviously Red and Kitty and Donna comes back and that's really about it so far. I don't think the other people have chosen to reappear. So I just don't know what if the writing was better last season or those characters help because we're only I think 3 episodes in. These are only like 26-minute episodes and they're a slog to get through right now, man. Like they just feel like it's taken forever. None of these jokes are really landing with me. So I don't know. Part 2 comes out in August. I think we might try and finish this, but I might have to put this to bed, unfortunately, because I liked enough of what was there in the 90s show, but not so much now. So there's that. And I'm very happy. Watched a little after we played some Call of Duty last night, Taylor. Unsolved Mysteries Volume 4 is out. My goodness. They do one about the Taylor, episode 5 is
Bigfoot.
no, is the mole
Aliens.
Does the Mole Man sound right? Or the Mothman? There's a whole episode dedicated
I'm sure there's
to
a mole
Mothman.
man out there too.
Yeah, there's that. I was really not happy. Episode 1 is dedicated to Jack the Ripper, which I get it because it's unsolved mysteries, but I don't like when they do
It's a
those
cop-out.
broad ones. Yeah, it's like I know this story. Yeah, still haven't caught him yet. Like, and I don't think there's gonna be any because at the end of every episode they give you the link and like if you've heard anything, go to this website. I don't think anyone's going to unsolved.com like I've solved Jack the Ripper. Where season 1 there was one of those stories
What
where
if they did though? Truly,
that'd be then I'd eat every single word and say you could do it on every single mystery you could. But like same thing as like last season they did one on aliens, which I know Taylor likes aliens, but for me it was like these people were kidnapped and things like you can't solve this one. Like no one has like a friend that knows the alien. So I hate when they do those broad ones. So I'll probably watch it once, but I might not even get through. But so far 2 episodes, really good. We have 1 more left, and then Mothman. That's all right. We'll watch it, but. There's one called The Severed Head, and they find this head in the woods. No idea what the connection is. They find it. Is it a bombed head? And the eyes have been replaced with red, like bouncy balls, and it's like just a fascinating tale. There is like the suspected guy, which I won't spoil it, who did it. It's just like goes down such a rabbit hole. It's like, man, that was chills, and not the Rock chills, bad goosebumps. I'll say goosebumps is scary, and then just Unsolved Mysteries. That's when I get that music. And then the other one I can't remember. I think it's called this. I can't remember if it's The Basement or something, but it's one that happened in Calgary, and it's not a big spoiler because they reveal in the first 5 minutes. It's not the husband, but this guy goes on a trip to Saskatchewan. He comes back, finds his wife dead, and it's just like the basement is just like covered in blood. I know this is bad to talk about, but it's like again another fascinating of just unsolved. They go through all these, it's that meme of you watch it and then you're mad because it's called Unsolved Mysteries, and there's no answer. They're always unsolved, but it's fascinating stuff. But you never know. Season 1 they did one about a kid being kidnapped, and that did lead to that kid being found because it was one of those where it was like 20 years later and the kid had grown up. So I imagine they're watching this show and they do like the
He's
sketch.
like, yeah, I'm good. Don't worry about me, guys.
Yeah, but I imagine they do like the sketch of what they look like, and that kid was like, "Damn, that's me," or somebody did that, and yeah, so it does. And in the past, it does happen. So I'm a sucker for this type of stuff. So those are the only ones we kind of watch because I didn't subject Emily to American Mary. That was one where I'm like, this is not an Emily show, and
That's fair.
Neither Requiem. So that's where I've been watching those when she's asleep or something like that. But
Nice.
yeah, so it's gonna be a good time. Dalton Taylor says 70 Show is one of my all-time favorites. I don't know if it's one of my for sitcoms. If it was sitcoms purely, if we're talking top 10, it might be like 9 or 10 for me. I would up there, but all-time shows I couldn't put it up that high because I got a lot of shows in the all-timers, you know. So,
But sitcoms, like specifically, you got 10 sitcoms, really?
I think so.
I'm not going to
Everybody
make you
loves
name them
Raymond.
right now. I guess we could circle back.
Everyone loves
Raymond's
Raymond's
in
for
there.
sure higher than
Yeah.
70 Show. Right? Once you have kids, watch Everyone's Raymond. That's the most fucking realistic show in the world. It does not get
It's a
enough
great
credit.
show. It's a great show.
It does not get enough credit on relationship dynamics, family dynamics, in-law dynamics, kid dynamics. And I, unfortunately for Emily, when I watch Raymond, sometimes I go, fuck, that's me. Not all of Raymond, but some of Raymond, I'm like, oh man. But yeah, Raymond for sure. And you know I got friends up there, you know, British Office, the way
Like DiCaprio,
superior
the
ones.
finger point at the TV. When
The
you're watching
British
it.
Office. It's like 45-minute runtime, the entire series.
And it's great. Quality over quantity. I don't know if it's up there, but have you guys ever heard of the show called
Isn't that
Episodes?
quantity over quality? If the episodes are longer, isn't that
No, quality over no, because he say it's 45 minutes in total. Where the office is like, we got to be 10 seasons to prove we're a decent show. You know, like that's what it has to do. So,
Interesting.
like the Ali G show would be up there. Have you guys ever seen the show called Episodes though?
No,
A show called Episodes?
Yeah,
never heard of it.
it's Matt LeBlanc. That's Joey, but he's playing Matt LeBlanc in real life, and all I'll say is
Who's Matt LeBlanc?
who plays Joey on Friends.
The star of the Joey spin-off sitcom.
Yeah, that show. That
Everybody
piece of
watch
shit.
that.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of my top 10 right there.
Yeah. Which it's crazy when you talk about TV ratings. They canceled Joey. That thing was like slinging like 8 to 10 million. You're like, nah, that's not good enough. We're nowadays
Yeah,
like
that's crazy.
The top shows is like 5 million a week. You're like, man, you guys shouldn't have canceled Joey. It was shit. Me and Emily tried to rewatch. Like,
I remember like tuning in, like when it was coming out. I'm like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
Joey's still rocking. Friends is over, but Joey's back, and like
Yeah.
I'm sure it had like a crazy drop off in the numbers from like
it did
when it
from
first
season 1 to
appeared.
season
Was
2.
he the
Yeah.
only one who got the spinoff?
Yeah, I think everyone wanted to move on to do stuff, and he still was like, I want to be Joey, and
Yeah.
no one really wanted that, you know. And unfortunately, now they can't really do the reunion show, so they kind of missed the boat on that. But yeah, maybe that's originals topic. I'll table because yeah, there's other sitcoms in there.
I
But
don't know if I
good
could
one.
name 10 sitcoms that I've truly watched all the way through.
Let's talk
King of
TV.
Queens. I love King of Queens.
I don't know if it's my top
That was pretty
10,
good.
but it's honorable mention. I loved Kevin James. That was a good one. I did like the first like I think there's like 8 seasons, like the first 4 seasons of 2.5 Men. I actually did enjoy. It's a pretty low brow comedy, but I'm a Charlie Sheen fan. I like John Cryer, so that's good stuff. Would you count SNL as a sitcom or no?
No, absolutely not.
Just checking.
wouldn't.
Absolutely.
Don't gotta get mad at me.
It's like a
Just-
sketch
I'm
show,
mad
right?
about that
Okay,
comment.
okay, fine. What would you put it as then?
It's
A
an
sketch-
improv.
sketch show. Yeah.
Okay.
Comedy.
Give me your top 10. Well,
It's a
comedy.
situational
sitcom.
comedy, maybe.
It's comedic in certain situations.
Yeah. So King of the Hill, that was never my bag. I'm sure Taylor loved
yeah,
King of the Hill,
no,
right?
not for me.
No.
Oh, really? No, I thought because I think
hated
there's other ones like that. Because I don't like. It's nothing like that. I don't like Simpsons. I don't like King of the Hill. I never. Sorry to you guys. Never liked Futurama. There's just that stuff. Like Family Guy was the only comedy one that I liked. That was like a sitcom, like a cartoon. But other than that, the cartoon I didn't. Beavis and Butthead, and definitely not South Park. I know you guys like South Park.
Oh,
Not
South Park.
they got some
Bold.
clever stuff. They got some clever stuff in there. I'm not gonna say that it's a bad show like The Office, but South Park is not for me. So grow up on Roseanne, yeah.
Oh
Those are-
man, Reba. Throw Reba on there. Not as like my favorite, but just like the
I
old
like
ones.
Reba. Yeah. Oh, what about My Wife and Kids? Anyone?
I was
want me on
just
that
thinking
one?
that.
Oh,
I was
my
just- that
God.
is good.
That's a
I
good
love
one.
the Damon Wayans, man. He was my favorite Wayans brother because of that show.
Did you ever
Loved
watch
it.
8 Simple Rules as well?
Yes, thank you, Kirkland. There's a top 10 for me. Not 8 Simple Rules, but fucking Three's Company. Have you guys
Three's
watched
Company.
Three's
with,
Company?
what's the guy's name?
John Ritter.
John Ritter. Yeah.
Legend,
Rest in
absolute
peace.
legend. Yeah, and that show, that was one of those that when he died, everyone like checked out because like we liked everyone else, but he was he was the fucking show, John Ritter.
Yeah.
You know, he was
He was
so
so
good.
good.
Oh yeah, Three's Company. That's and that show was way ahead of its time. Like having a main character, he wasn't gay, but they did like a lot of like gay or homosexual storylines and about accepting people. Like super ahead of its time. But because they kind of used as like a joke, they could get away with it. But man, what a funny, like again talking about the differences. Like that's how two women and a man had to live together. They had to pretend he's gay. Where like if you were to pitch that to someone like a couple years younger, it's be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like why would that even be a plot line of a show? You know? But I love Three's Company's a top 10er for me for sure.
Did you ever watch Parks and Rec, Travis?
No,
Have you
never
seen
did.
any of it?
No, I
Have
will
any
watch
interest?
the new Office spinoff with Domhnall Gleeson that's coming off
Oh, that's
because I
not
love
what I'm talking
Domhnall
about, though. I'm
Gleeson.
talking
But
about Parks and Rec
no,
here.
because people told me it was a spinoff of Office. So why would I watch that?
It's not. It's not. It's just by
But
the
that's
same
how
creators.
it was pitched. That's
So,
how it was
like,
pitched. I know.
I
What the fuck?
it's it's a fantastic show, especially
Yeah.
like where Shay and I are at right now. Like we're probably on like the second last season of it, and like I've seen it all before, but it's so funny at like the start of this season because Chris Pratt is like a main character in it, and this is you can tell it's at the time when they're
He
filming
disappears.
like Guardians, because it's like first episode he's just like so much slimmer than he was like previous seasons, and
Yeah,
like
no
they
reason.
make a line out of it. It's like,
Oh,
so
do
how
they?
how did you lose all of the weight? He's like, I just stopped drinking beer. I lost 50 pounds and I just stopped drinking beer. But he's got like the Star-Lord like beard and
Yeah.
the haircut.
He just
and
looked
then,
like
and then
Peter
yeah,
Quill.
they just
Yeah.
write him off. He's in Europe for like half the season because he's just filming like Guardians. So it's kind of funny how where he was in the beginning, where he's just this like big lovable goofball, to kind of where he's at later
Yeah,
on. But
big
yeah, that
sign.
show's fantastic, and Amy Poehler is just like
Oh, yeah.
fuck S tier character. Like she is so fantastic.
Nice. Well, let's get into some news here. So this is just to pick up a little bit on two things that we left hanging last week with the draft as far as Deadpool and Wolverine, and then with Downey stuff that happened. So this had happened. Apparently there's rumors that the Russos were either talked or signed on. It sounds like all this conglomeration of stuff happened around May when it was talking to the Russos and Robert Downey. So it was a situation where they got the Russos. I don't know if it was a chicken and egg, because apparently in this report, and this is coming from S tier people, multiple people have said this, that Downey was not going to come back as Doctor Doom, or just, oh God, I hate saying that, come back to the MCU unless the Russo brothers were directing those two movies. So I don't know if it happened to be like, well, now that they're directing, let's go get Downey, or that's what gave them the final blow. Right now, there's a whole bunch of stuff where Downey gets like a private jet, he gets a trailer encampment, he gets a security team. This is all true stuff, and then he's getting paid significantly more than $80 million. Someone has floated out that he's getting paid $100 million for each movie, and then if they meet certain box office things, he could get double. So he could make about $200 million on
Not
these
bad.
two movies. And then the Russos are getting paid $40 million for each. So already,
Sorry, 40 million per brother, 40 million
sorry,
for the family.
for the movies, So even if you were to
That didn't
lowball,
answer my question.
Okay.
That did not answer his question.
How much money does each Russo get per movie?
it didn't say that actually. So I bet it's 2020. I bet that's what they're both getting 20 million. I imagine
They're
Per
both getting
movie or
20%.
overall?
Yeah.
collectively, they're getting 80 million and they split it.
80 million for 2 movies.
Yeah, and they split it.
And we all
so,
know that Joe takes 50 to the other guy's 30.
wow, sucks for
We
Anthony,
all
yeah.
man.
know, yeah.
Didn't even know his name. It's like Peter Safran, right, Kirkland? So if this
Big
is all
Pete.
true, which I think it is, these are coming from all good sources, and if they hit lowball, let's say they don't hit these, because the Russos apparently have these things too, where if you hit certain a billion, this and that, you can get more. Right now, just them alone, $240 million. Now, obviously, that's for both films, so I guess you could divide that by 2, but still, $120 million. Like, that's the budget of multiple movies that you could be doing. And then what I want to ask you guys, because that came out, we're on air, which I think was good with our cast, because thank you everyone checking out. In 2 days was our biggest newscast. Like, that blew up really fast. So thank you for checking out the Comic-Con one. Check out that. Check out the Deadpool Wolverine review. Those two kind of go hand in hand. But with Deadpool and Wolverine, this week we talked about, I can't remember, I was worried about the superhero draft, but I should have pulled up our numbers. I think, was anyone higher than me at 189 with the opening box office weekend?
I just think I was below you just by a little bit.
I think I had the highest,
Man,
but
I was
didn't,
sub 100. I was sub 100. What the fuck was I doing?
I just saw, like I said, once I saw Multiverse of Madness, like people like Deadpool and Wolverine more than Tim. You know, they like him, but anyways, biggest radar opening of all time, sixth biggest opening of all time for a radar movie. It's huge up there. It's just below Last Jedi. I can't remember what it was. It was 211, so it's a big one there. And this is what I'm going to ask you, because this happened and it's trucking. It's already at 550 right now. It's supposed to be hitting $1 billion this week, this weekend. So this
Seriously,
weekend.
that quickly?
Yep. Yeah, because it's already at 550. It had like the best radar for Monday or Tuesday. Like, it's doing very well.
That's
You
crazy.
know what's funny? Sorry to cut in here. My mom
go ahead.
texted me. She was like, "How was the movie? Did you see it?" I'm like, "It was great. I loved it." And she's like, "Should I go see it?" And I'm like, "Hi, Mom. I don't know. I don't think this movie's for you. I know it's the biggest thing in the world. And you want to be in the know, but like, you don't like violence. I don't think you like the crude humor. You don't know like many of the references that would be being made. I don't think she's seen Deadpool 1 or 2. So I'm like, maybe skip it. Watch it on Disney Plus. But I don't know. Maybe I'm biased too, because Travis, you have that on your draft, and I don't want you to get my mom.
That's true.
$15 towards your draft.
Well, I'm excited. Once I hit $1 billion, you and me are only 200 million away, so we are getting really close.
Yeah,
so I'm
scary.
excited for that last race, and I think we both have 2 movies left. So I'm really
That's spicy.
excited here.
My parents had asked me the same thing in regards, like they were going to see it eventually, but they were also asking me of just like what to prep for, and it's like. Like I feel like if you've seen like all of the MCU, all of Loki, like anything that it could be referenced to, even like the Fox movies, like it helps. I think you would enjoy it more. But like for the critical ones, I just said like probably Logan, honestly, like even more so than like the other Deadpools. Like Deadpool 2, I feel like they kind of explain what happened in that one.
Okay, I was going to hit you with this. Chat, you do the same thing. Kirkland, they come to you and they say, we can only have time to watch 3 things. What do you give them?
Yeah, like Logan,
I
which
agree.
they've already prepped on.
Even though you don't get the full legacy of Hugh Jackman,
Yeah.
but like you get
It's gotta
that.
be Deadpool 1 and 2, right? There's no way
I
you
like-
can afford to do
It's
Not
for
necessarily. I would
It's
say
for sure
2.
one of the Deadpools.
I would say maybe 2, but even then, like I feel like they kind of cover the bases in the third movie.
And then do you do Loki as a third
I
project?
that's what
wonder
I
if
was
that's
gonna
3,
say,
right?
to just
Yeah.
talk about the TVA stuff, but like it's not super critical.
Mm-hmm.
My mind would go like further back, maybe, but like I don't know what specific project I would choose.
Just Endgame. This is a class. Just so they know.
I'm thinking
portals are.
like Fox Universe stuff, like. But
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's hypercritical.
Do you give them Origins, Wolverine Origins? See where they
Yeah.
started.
Good call.
That could be a good one. I don't know. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough to only do 3. S. Bub says first X-Men, Logan, first Deadpool.
I thought about the first X-Men because that gives you the feeling of everything, right? So, yeah, not Origins. Shania says, yeah. But back to Downey there. Espo says he got that WCW Hogan contract. It's no J.J. Abrams $500 million contract, which is true because
What's that? Was that for like the releasing of however many projects that he never even released?
it was
or-
just like a first look deal with Warner Brothers, and he did one show that got like they never even went through with it. Like he did not. Know what he did? It's finally coming out. He executive produced Batman Cape Crusader, which comes out in 2 days ago with Matt Reeves
my
and Bruce Timm. So he like
That's
was
the best scam in Hollywood he pulled.
Absolutely, man. And in the middle of that, he still directed Rise of Skywalker. Jeff, my friend, school friend, how you doing, Jeff? Jeff, Big White Buffalo, Shania says RDJ, the scapegoat of saving the MCU. We'll talk about that. Survey says, my friend never saw Loki, and he just accepted TV as a new multiverse MacGuffin. And I actually had someone 2 seats beside me that the same thing didn't see it. Those were the guys that I can't remember. I think Clay. Patron Clay said he had really annoying people in his theater. I was worried because during the Marvel Studios, the guy right beside me was singing, just like Deadpool was doing in the credits, minor spoilers, and I was like, "Fuck, man, I'm gonna have a long time." But I'm here, let him enjoy it. But then he like simmered down about 15 minutes in. But I was really worried I was gonna get someone really hyperactive, and I didn't. But to pose this all together, do you guys think, because that's been the question where we did that cast, and I think it's funny the internet is exactly like that, where it's our cast was divided. It's much like that. I feel like it's leaning towards people not liking it, but you hear these numbers being thrown out, and people either have the case of, well, yeah, it's worth it because look at what the Russos did. Downey's the biggest face. But then you have like Deadpool and Wolverine, which are still returning stars, but you have, well, look at without Downey, they have these people, which I'm sure aren't getting paid that cheaply either. But still, it's like between Multiverse of Madness, No Way Home, this, MCU's had some bumps, but it's like they can still get to this place without Downey, right? It's not like they haven't had major successes. So, Dylan, when you hear these numbers, when practically, for at least ready for 2 movies, just the low end, it's 240 million, sometimes the price of an MCU movie. Is this worth it? Not even taking the side of like the Doctor Doom of it all, because go back at our Comic-Con cast, we kind of talked about that, and I haven't changed my thoughts. If anyone has changed their feelings, go ahead and talk. I still am not a fan, especially as it's sounding more and more like he's not a Tony variant. It sounds like he's just Downey. I guess the only thing I forgot to say as well in these reports, it sounds like he is going to be an F4 in a minor role. So we kind of, I don't know, we figured that, right? But like, what do you think, Dylan?
As minor as a post credit, I feel like
They didn't say, but I would assume a
'cause
post credit.
That's where I'm feeling like, okay, they're paying a lot of money here, but it probably also comes with like, okay, you film one scene for
Yes.
F4 being like a post credit thing, just to set it up, just to like breadcrumb a little bit to lead into it, and also, then they can advertise. Well, I don't know if they'd advertise a post credit, but the hubbub
They
would be like,
could.
ooh, Robert Downey's in this movie, you got to go see
Yeah.
this, and that would be a good thing considering that F4. But with its previous movies, previous iterations, not the most successful, not the most beloved. So I think that would be a good way to just push extra people to go check it out and give it a shot. Although I think this new cast will do that anyway. But go ahead, Kirkland.
On that note, too, I was just gonna ask, like, is this the most hype like people have been for F4, like leading up to those
Easily.
movies? Like, was there any hype for the Fan 4 stick? I never saw the movie, but I just can't remember what the hubbub.
Fan
around
Forstick,
it.
no. I think there was intrigue because people liked the director, and I think there was like, oh, let's see what happens here. But I think the word got out pretty early that the movie was not in good shape. So I think
Yikes.
that kind of killed the hype for it.
I just feel like
so.
the casting for like this one, probably that it's a part of the MCU helps as well.
Yes.
Do you
But
guys
and
feel
Pedro.
like the hype is high?
Pedro, yeah.
Though, like for
Well-
like I'm not much on the socials these days, but even in like our Discord, I feel like people like not that hyped about it. I don't know. Are you guys
Yeah.
talking to people out in the streets? Or-
my
Oh, yeah.
my social
Fine.
interactions, I think most people are hyped for Pedro as
Yes.
Reed.
Yeah.
That's good that like the random street people know. Of
Yeah.
that even.
I know a lot of random street people, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's.
When you're
But yeah,
working
it's
on,
pretty much Pedro. I think just because Last of Us was like so massive, like a lot of
And
general.
Mandalorian too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So like, that's really the only casting I've heard like praise for. Unfortunately, not a lot of people know the names of like. I feel like Joseph Quentin actually would be like
he's building.
the next
He's
one.
starting because he's
Like
a
even over
gladiator.
Vanessa Kirby for me, I would
agree.
say because of Stranger Things and whatnot.
Yeah, she's never
Um,
had anything that level. Like as much as I
Yeah.
love Kirby, she's never been in. This could be it for her though, right? This could be that, especially if the rumor is Sue Storm's the main character. This could be the breakout thing for Kirby.
Totally
So.
make or break, or she'll just fall out of Hollywood.
Don't cast her in anything
Pressure's
else.
on Kirby.
Yeah. No, I think in the way Kirkland posed the question, I think it's the most excitement for like an F4 project ever. But for MCU, I feel like it's tough. I feel like my comic book Twitter feed, very excited for F4, but a lot of those people are fucking just like the first family and it's the original Marvel. Like I can't trust them because like that doesn't mean people are excited.
Yeah.
I don't know because I have to wait until see like it sounds like a cop out, but even like a first trailer because the general audience still doesn't really know about this movie that much, right? And it is like a scary thing that Superman Legacy just wrapped production yesterday, and then this movie's just going in production yesterday, and they're coming out within 2 weeks of each other. So that gives me always like a little worrisome for F4 and like its effects and everything like that. It's like classic MCU gonna rush job it, but I think that trailer maybe will give me some. But I don't see that as people's. I don't know. I guess I got to start talking to more just normal people. But I agree with you. I don't think it's like what people are interested in, right? If anything, at least I guess I hear some smatter of talk. I think the one that's really struggling right now is Thunderbolts. I've heard no one talking about that after Comic-Con. Like I feel like no one gives a fuck about that movie. Even Brave New World, like I think people are still like, well, it has Harrison Ford and I like Sam, but Thunderbolts, I think it's like I don't want to say DOA, but like
Well,
it's not feeling
I
good.
mean, part of that too is I feel like they didn't really announce anything too exciting. Like there was fun
Yeah.
little tidbits there, but it wasn't that like we already knew a lot of the details that you need to know for those movies. And we talked about this, like we were even in the chat saying like over under six new projects going to be announced here, and like they didn't announce anything really. Like they just
Nope. They
announced
announced one, I guess, technically. With
I
Doomed,
guess
right?
with the name change, and then the actor, and like they probably knew to some extent that okay, once this Downey thing's out, that's going to overshadow anything. So maybe that's
Absolutely.
why they went quiet, and they that's probably good for them. Just give them more time to cook on the rest of the stuff. But going
Top
back
10
to your-
Instagram video of all time, Dylan. So like not
you
as
go.
a meme, but I mean like it was. I think like I don't want to say break the internet because it's a cliche term nowadays, but it did.
Yeah.
Good or bad, it was a talking point for people, right? And it was the whole conversation the rest of the week. So
Yeah. So I just quickly looked up like the budgets overall for Infinity War, which was 316,
yeah.
and Endgame was 350. So yeah, if we're looking at those numbers, like we can call it just roughly a third of the budget of one of these movies is going to just the director and one actor. I don't know where these numbers normally square out, and I don't know what Downey got paid for those ones. Like, was it a similar amount, Travis? Do you know off the top of your head?
No, they just say that he's made, in this also report said he's made anywhere from 400 to 500 million for his whole run, like
For his whole
all
run,
put
yeah.
together. So that's he made an Avengers movie for doing MCU
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So I mean, it's a lot, but I don't know. It's hard for me to tell how different or drastically different I should say this is from
Let's see.
their previous budgets with those movies, which were already huge because they had so many people. And I think something like Doomsday could be a somewhat more contained story. But then once we get to Secret Wars, well, okay, that's going to be everyone. You're going to be paying everyone from the MCU that you want to bring in. You're going to be paying all these people from all these old eras. It's going to be an insane amount of people. And that's just the actors alone, not even talking about like production cost and VFX and all the million other things that you need. I mean, with that being said, these are going to be no doubt billion-dollar movies each. I think with no.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't think
so.
there's
At
any
least a
doubt in that.
billion.
I think they're at least
No.
making $1 billion, so they're still going to be insanely profitable movies. But yeah, then if there's like these backdoor ways for Downey and the Russo brothers to get even more, obviously that's like past the threshold where their profits are already going to be super good. But yeah, that's going to take a little bit away from them. So I don't know.
From the same guy that broke the Downey story last week, he said, and I think the other people have this knowledge, but so Downey's salary was $20 million for Endgame, Infinity War, and Iron Man 3, but then he ended up making $75 million on each because of those push-ups. So it sounds like
Wow, so the initial amount, I mean, 20 million is a lot, but it's like way lower
Yeah.
than the numbers we're talking about here.
But it sounds like it's funny that he wants to be guaranteed like his upkick this go round.
Yeah,
right? He wants that 80 million. So I wonder if he's like, I don't know if these are going to do as well those ones. So I want the 80
I
million.
feel like it's also just
That's
like
interesting.
the portfolio that he has though. Like
Oppenheimer.
if
man.
I was a part of those projects and I was the face of the MCU, I would be making those fucking demands.
Yeah.
Like start at that and then
yeah,
we'll
especially
go
when
further.
he doesn't, especially over Oppenheimer, he doesn't need this right now. Like they need him more than he needs them. So he
and
has
like the
all the power
MCU's
to-
like, I won't say it's lowest point because I'm hoping we're on a swing, but you know, the devil choke. Oh, you're coming at a low point. He has a bit more bargaining power too, right? To be like,
Yeah.
well, you might really need me here. So
and with the Kang stuff, yeah, they're on the ropes already.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna still, and you said this. So let's say there's a universe where there's no Downey. Do both these Avengers films make $1 billion?
I think Secret Wars does for sure. I think it would really depend on what they go for direction with
Doomsday?
if they still call it Doomsday and they get a different actor in there.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if Adam Driver, like he'd be great, Adam Driver, but I don't know if that's
No,
a
wouldn't give
guaranteed
them.
billion. But I think there could be some casting in there that, like, you know, get Tom Cruise in there, boom, maybe you got $1 billion movie.
Cillian Murphy.
Oh, he's gotten
Coming
close
off
before with
Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer, hasn't
Yeah,
he? So maybe, yeah. I think there's certain names that could get it there. I mean, I don't know if it's that simple, but I think if they go a different direction as well, like if they go with the Kang, go with a recast, like I feel like maybe not in that case, just because people would not be as interested in that after
Yeah.
seeing the Ant-Man stuff, you know?
Yeah. What about you, Taylor? Is this man worth all that money? Because obviously there's the reverse where let's say this blows up, movies aren't good, they kind of underperform, and then you shelled all this money for, you know. I think we all think Danny's going to bring some of that, but still, it's a big price tag, right? It's a hefty gamble to get us back
He's
to
just
the
gonna phone
glory
in the
days.
performance. He
Oh, he's just
doesn't give a
awful.
fuck. Yeah.
He's like Malekith.
Never
He's
takes
like
the mask off. Oh
yeah,
my God.
he's like top 5 like or worst villains of the MCU.
Recorded all his lines in a closet. Like
Yeah,
wasn't
like Adam
actually
Driver
on
in Rise
set.
of Skywalker. Yeah.
I don't put him basically in the spotlight for, yes, that's a lot of money, and
Uh-oh.
yes, that's him coming back to play this different role. But again, I'm not putting him in the spotlight. Like, is he worth it? Yada yada yada. It could bomb, whatever. That's not on him. He got the paycheck. He's coming back. Now they're paying for him to come back because they're betting on their writers to write a good story and a good character for him to play. And he's going to do it. Like, he's going to play that character the best that he can. Because, I mean, he did a great Tony Stark. He's fantastic. But I'm hoping that those writers give him the quality
The
that
writers
he
getting paid $1 million or under.
I don't think we talked about it, but didn't they confirm that the writers are the same writers
So they didn't get them both back. They got one of them back, Stephen McFeely.
from Infinity War and Endgame?
And Cap, Winter Soldier, and Civil War as well. So they did all those Russo ones.
So
yeah,
right
they got,
on. We're good to go.
They got one of them. Hopefully the good one.
Yeah, I mean, and that's comforting then to go in, because you want to just make sure that you got a good story that's been whipped up for your actors to deliver. So as long as that story's there, then their money's going to be justified, because like I said, he's going to bring it. But you guys already mentioned it. He does have that bartering power, and that's got some pull to it. You know, he's walking in there and he's just flapping it down the table like, hey, this is what I want. These are my demands, and I need these to be met. For whatever reason, they chose not to go with a different actor to play Doom, and they chose him, which tells me they've got a pretty good story whipped up already. Well, I say good, but they've got the story whipped up. Feige has read it, stamped it, like, okay, we need to bring RDJ back in here. I hear a faint little echo of my voice. What the? It's like a little voice in my head. Where that's coming from?
I think it might have been Travis, who is now muted. But
oh shit! I'm talking.
But I heard it too. That's why. What's weird.
I hear nothing,
Sorry.
John.
I didn't mean that in a rude way. I'm talking. I was just saying I'm talking like just so you could hear the echo. I'm telling the story.
I'm telling the story.
bootstraps.
Bootstraps.
I like your wording of whipping up the story. I like that. You've used that a few times in your monologue there. I really like that. Whip up that story.
We'll get Kirkland's thoughts. Jeff says, honestly, I hope they play with the idea of the comic where Victor swaps consciousness with Tony. I don't think they'll do that, but I've seen people point that out. I don't think they'll go that far. I think if we had Victor already, then maybe, but that's my issue of...
I don't like it.
Their mind.
I don't like it.
Just random magic.
Yeah, I just really hope they still go with I'm going with Brent's idea of he changes his name to Victor Von Doom. I hope that's what they
my
do,
favorite. That's my favorite pitch so far.
I'm going to hate if it's not Tony Stark. Like, I'm not liking, because more people are saying that's the route they're going.
They have super cheeseball accent on them too. They might. Oh, I almost said something spoiler for.
Hello,
Deadpool
Peter.
Thing,
yeah, like a certain actor in Deadpool. Yeah, it's that level. Yeah. They call me the Dr. Doom.
It's like Le Doctor Le Doom. He goes totally French for some reason.
Sam says, given the bad run they've had, I definitely understand RGJ as a safe pick, stable, especially appeal to the Finge or Lost France. And then finally, all we need is to know how the actual Avengers are in the Avengers movies. Something they don't give a fuck about since 2019, Mike. And I've been saying this since day fucking, like, the fact that I would have, like, couldn't we got down and like, here's the lineup of the people he's going to fight. We still don't even know who he's fighting. So I can see more people rub the wrong way of like, oh, it's, look, it's about Downey again instead of the Avengers. Kirkland.
Just one thing on Sam's comment there. The first time I read that, I thought it said especially to appeal to the cringe or Lost fans. I was like, oh man,
we need those cringe fans back.
He's just going hard. But no, my bad. I misread that. But for what was the original question? Just Downey's money.
Is this worth it? Is this play worth it? Because before we were talking on obviously Saturday, like, creatively, right? Like what we liked about it, but now it's like financially. We all know we're going to hit $1 billion, but same thing of like, well, could you found a way to hit $1 billion by putting Hugh Jackman in this movie and not maybe paying that same amount? And I don't know if Hugh Jackman's getting paid for Deadpool Wolverine, but I'm saying I doubt any one of them are getting paid this amount, in my opinion.
It's interesting. I feel like since the Comic-Con announcement, I really haven't changed much on like my feeling overall on it. I'm still pretty much torn in the fact of like, we're missing out on a potential like up and comer that's just gonna like have the performance of their life, and then just get thrown on all these, I don't know, just up and coming projects. So they're just so hot right now. Like I like
Brolin,
discovering
an
new
older
actors.
Actor coming back, right? Yeah.
Well, like I had witnessed Brolin in No Country for Old Men.
But
so
but he was
him.
never. What main huge movie was he in? Right, like that was like I don't think he was ever in. Like,
good point.
That's like a showcase role that he'll be known for forever, right? Where I know you and me love No Country, but
Oh, great movie.
Can you name it? Can you name his character? You can name his Infinity
Fuck.
War
I
character.
just watched
It's
that
Lewin.
movie
It's
too.
Lewin.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lewin. Yeah, that's bad. I dropped that one. But yeah. So for the casting, I
Feel the
pretty
shame.
much feel
the shame.
I should change my light to just a spotlight. So yeah, I'm torn in that sense. I am excited to just get Downey back, like regardless. I think that'll just be kind of a special moment in the screen, especially seeing him on the villain role. I'm really hoping to like be terrified of him as like a villain too. Just really have a completely different ambiance that he brings to the screen, whereas like especially later on in like the MCU saga, like when Tony was on screen, it's just like I don't know, he makes some bad decisions in like Age of Ultron, Civil War maybe. He's not the super loving guy, but I feel like still there's many moments where you're just like, oh, like he just fills your heart with warmth. It's just to see Tony on there in the Iron Man suit, like it's just there's a big solid foundation that I think he has on screen where if you completely shift that and he's the one that's just bringing down the foundation, like just really like killing heroes that we've like just know and love. So I think that would be, yeah, like S-Bub's comment, you want to feel like the Doom aura. I definitely want to feel that, and if I don't feel that, I think it'll be a drop of the ball there. So that's like kind of my repeated thoughts on on the announcements and the casting. Good. But for numbers wise, I completely think that he deserves the stupid money that he gets for these roles. Just for kind of what I had already mentioned, where like he's put in the work, like he's built this MCU not alone, but like really on his shoulders from the start. Like starting with Iron Man and just being that solid. Like anytime he was given a performance, he was Tony Stark, and like it crossed over where you just when you think of Tony Stark, you think of Robert Downey Jr. and I think definitely someone that has that effect, being the most iconic individual in the entire MCU. I think that they deserve the numbers that are being thrown around, at least for right now. Now it gets tricky when you're trying to balance a budget to make a movie, right? It's like, hey, we still have to pay for all of these other things beyond that. So that's where it gets tricky. Because like I think around Infinity War Endgame, it was like a rumored budget of, what was it, like $1 billion for the two movies?
Yeah,
like 500 million
I think that's
each.
probably still more realistic than what they put out there in the public. I think it's probably $1 billion. Yeah,
and like you have your one villain. What was it? 80 million for each? Not even counting like
that's the
bonuses?
lowest. No, people say it passes 80 million. So we're using 80 million as the low bar, but I think at least 100 million.
So if I'm the one
good
trying
Saturday night for Downey's bank account. Just
fuck
imagine
yeah.
that. Imagine that. You just turn your bank account. Look at that, 200 million. Boom, done. You know.
Yeah, and then just tax half of that goes to the government.
Nah, he's gonna get arrested.
It goes to the Swiss bank account. So yeah, if I'm like the strategist,
he's a Swiss accent for Dr. Tim. I don't know where the money went.
That's a good Swiss accent.
So if I'm the strategist that's trying to make a project and like be the one balancing the numbers, this is a massive headache. And my advice to them would be like use this character sparingly, because when you do use them, it's gonna be like even if he has a small appearance in Fantastic Four, like he still is expecting money, and it's not a cheap character.
He sounds like a landlord. He's still expecting money. Yeah,
he needs rent.
I hope they have that, kind of like what Dylan said. They have that hopefully worked out beforehand, right? Like,
yeah,
I would hope that if it's a cameo or end credits, like that's included in your 200 million.
80 million, like, 80 million because I showed up.
You're not getting more. Like that's 5 minutes on set for you to look into a camera and be like, I suspect doom is coming your way, and then everyone gets fucking hyped. And
so yeah, I think like across the board, I'm just kind of caught in the middle, because I'm like, the man deserves what he gets, but also like, fuck, how do you make this project like that? So that's a headache for another person, and that's not my job to figure that out. But yeah, pay the man his due.
And like for me, my point, I'm like of two minds, where it's not going to get this big, but you look at the box office Endgame, 2.799 billion, so just round up to 2.8. Even if you were to pay that man 200 million, that's well worth like getting to close to those numbers, right? Like that's a worthy investment. I do get people's points when we just had the strike and they went, I don't know what we can pay actors, and they're paying this guy 200 million. And today Disney laid off a bunch of employees, and it's like, but Downey's really happy. Like, and I know they're different divisions, but it's still one company. And I still wish, I don't, because I still think there's a play where you do, whether it's Doomsday and Secret Wars, and let's say they bomb, and then you bring Downey back. Like, I still think there's a play that I wish that they waited a bit longer before they hit like the Downey button, right? Because then it's like a way where it does feel like it is just a safety net. So even if these are successful, it's like we can't even go, well, even though we had a bumpy road, they found a way to land the plane. It's kind of like we say with Deadpool and Wolverine, right? Like, this is successful, but it doesn't mean the MCU is back. It's just like people love Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds together. It's good that it's going to be such a massive hit, but still, it's like what is it, a free check space and everything like that on the bingo card. So to me, it's just, I wish we got to see that reality of, okay, with these new Avengers, but that's another thing too, I guess. They haven't even built up the new Avengers, and we talk about Champions or even the new Avengers. Maybe they feel that Captain Marvel and Sam and whoever else will be there, She-Hulk, maybe they just feel them as a unit can't hold down the floor and bring people in, you know? So I think it is worth it in the sense of if you want to get them back and success, it is that thing of if you have to ask, would it make $1 billion? Now I think both of them are guaranteed to. Now it's just a question of how much longer. I think he is worth it, but I do get the astronomical numbers. And again, I'm just going to be very curious if this just like bungles both ways. Like, I think they're both $1 billion, but imagine if one of those don't hit $1 billion with Downey back. I feel like that's going to be a big like a
Not
big
gonna
oof.
happen.
I don't think so, but I'm just saying if that happens, it's like a big oof moment. Same thing critically though, because then it just looks. And people have made the other comparison. They, I'm not sure if you've seen this here, like bringing Ian McDermott out after the end of the Rise of Skywalker trailer, and making that comparison to Downey. And it is funny that like the Rise of Skywalker comparisons do start to build up. Like, troubled franchise brings director back that everyone thought landed their ship well, and then they bring a lovable actor back to play a villain. And it's just so funny where we're almost, it's not the exact same, but there's certain things that are identical to it. And it is funny where I'm just thinking 2 years in from now where we get that Rotten Tomatoes score of like 52 and we see it and it's like Rise of Skywalker, like, fuck, man, like what they do here. Like, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, and they just think, well, we're going back to what we know, so this will work, you know? So money wise, Rise of Skywalker still made $1 billion. So if that can, this can. But again, what if this ends up doing more damage to the MCU furthermore? But I think they're going to reboot it, which we'll talk about one day. So I think they'll be okay. So yeah,
Both Disney franchises too. So that's
yeah, it's funny,
interesting.
hey?
Yeah.
They saw that playbook over at Lucasfilm. They're like, oh, this will work for us. But you know, I think they have a better shot. But we will see. So we are going to take our only ad break right now, and then we're going to get back to, or we're going to do the superhero draft. Finally, here we are.
Back
And
to
we're back. So someone wanted to pull up the Kirkland, can you pull up the draft or
Yeah,
the
I got it right
wheel?
here.
You got the wheel?
randomizer.
Do you got the draft?
I got everything.
Oh, pull that up. Pull
got
that
it.
up then.
He's
Okay.
got it all.
Look at him. He's the man, the
I
chair,
got
and
your
that's supposed
security
to hear.
cam right here.
I guess I should pull it up to see what you guys drop as potential.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do
add-ons
that.
here.
So if people don't know, this is the superhero draft. Every year for about 4 years, what happened?
Oh, I just opened up the wheel of names, the classic.
Oh,
I
you're
feel you
like
gotta get a
80,
share.
100 fucking names.
My
you put in
still
there.
all
there?
of my names, I like almost don't even want to erase it, but I will.
Do you have on the right side though? Do
48
you have all the
entries.
names? Do you have all the names there?
Are you talking to me right now?
Can you no Kirkland? Can you copy those names and send it to me on Facebook Messenger so I can just put them in the wheel come this Saturday?
Oh,
so I
that's
don't
a
have
good
to retype
idea.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, sir. So thank you, Kirkland. Yeah, so there you go for Geek versus 48 names. But anyways, from 2017 this started. And from 2017 to 2019, we drafted five actors who we think would get cast in a Marvel or DCU property, whether that be animated, TV, movie, etc. At that point, even Fox X-Men was around, so not anymore. But and then in 2019, we changed it to 10 because we didn't do any winners. Not much casting or news happened because of COVID, so we moved to 10. So all of us currently have 10 characters. And what happens is we have to drop 5. But you can drop more. You could drop your entire list if you wanted. The winners of the past years was 2017. There was no winner. The very first winner in 2018 was Dylan Muss. 2019, there was no winners because it was delayed, so we just scratched that. In 2020, it was myself. In 2021, we had no winners. In 2022, it was myself. And then last year, which is, what we're going off of this year, I can finally confirm that it is a draw between the winners. It is Dilmus and myself. Dilmus, you had, who was the cast? Was your
two-pointer for Sean Gunn.
Sean Gunn, who got cast as Maxwell Lord. So that was your 2-pointer, which we do put a star on one person to get 2 extra points. I got Vanessa Kirby, and this is your last moment. If you've not seen Deadpool and Wolverine, skip ahead just about 2 minutes. I got the good old Channing Tatum because he was cast and he got to be Gambit finally in a movie, so it panned out. So I got 2 there. So me and Dylan have tied. So we'll have to see if Taylor and Kirkland can step it up and win a year, because so far it's just been me and you, Dylan.
Kirkland did have a point this year, right? Though.
Yeah, Joseph Quinn.
He did. Yeah, he did. So he was in second place, and Taylor.
Has Taylor ever had a point?
He did
Last year.
Last year, yeah, finally.
Superman.
Yeah, Superman. Yeah, and then what Superman
who-
was it?
who
Oh,
actually-
Nicolas Cage, because he was in
finally delivered.
Flash.
Right.
Yeah, and then there was a year that Taylor almost got 2 points for one person, Matt
Fuck,
Damon, as
I
we
hate
said,
that.
but he dropped Matt Damon. He drafted him, and then he let him go. But he would have got him in 2018 for Deadpool and Thor: Love and Thunder. So
Didn't I get a point in the past for Keanu as
you
it was
did
like
for
Super
Batman
Pets?
and Super Pets. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the year. I
Funny
think
because
that
he's
was,
still on my list. I'm just really banking on Keanu. How does that work? I thought we can't reuse.
You can if you want, just be a new role.
Okay.
So that's if
Yeah.
you think Keanu's going to get cast in
Like
something
Robert
else.
Downey, if someone had them, they would be getting points
That's- yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
Well, I
fuck,
guess.
man.
And here's the question: if it turns out that he actually was a
Ooh.
Tony Stark
Negative
that
points.
changed his name, does that actually give you points then? Because if he's playing the same
No,
character.
I mean if he's born Tony Stark on his birth certificate.
It's all about that
Yeah.
birth
I don't
certificate.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
most
we need
movies show
receipts.
each character's birth certificate in the credits.
I think we'd have to give them the point the year of, but then we'd have to make an asterisk and go back a year and change
Kirkland
it.
said.
It's like the
minus 1 point.
Patriots Super Bowl wins, right, Travis?
All of them have asterisks. Not all of them, but at least over half of them do. Deflated balls, recording. Look at that. Fucking Canada. They have volleyball coaches getting suspended out the ass. Nothing happened to Patriots. But yeah, so currently,
Soccer, actually.
I've
Yeah.
won 3 years, whatever it is. I've won 3 years. Dylan has won 2 years. And Kirkland and Taylor have not won a year yet. So we'll see if they can
This
get
is
on
our
the
year,
board.
Taylor.
Or
Let's take
if
them
I'm
down.
not feeling it.
I
I remember one time Jessica had a pick, but then the character who did get cast was cut from the final movie,
Yes.
and then we didn't end up giving her the point. So
That's the
That was
Briggs
brutal.
rule. We let
Yeah.
Briggs decide because
Yeah.
Briggs had not drafted, so we said you decide. Does that count as a point or not? And then Briggs said no, that doesn't count. So we've gone with that. So if you get let's say if you had Tony Stark Robert Downey got cast as Doom
if
and
he
they
gets
cut him,
from the movie, oh my god,
you don't get the point. They
80
have to.
million down the drain.
Yeah, they have to appear on screen. So, no offense to Kirkland or Taylor. I'm hoping either I win or I'm hoping Dylan win because then we're 3 apiece, and the next year would be spicy, like the 3 versus 3 off.
Why am I even
know?
here? I'll step out of this race. I
Well, we
guess,
need
make it easier for
competition.
you.
Me and Dylan still need someone to challenge.
Sounds
us,
like we
you
don't
know,
have
so-
much competition. Taylor's already checked out. He's like, I don't feel good about this year.
Oh god. So let's can we let's do drops before we do the wheel. So who has the superhero list? I know I see the wheel up right now, so I'm sure you
I
don't have
have
the
it.
list up.
If you need
Okay.
it.
Do you want to read off who or we can all pull it up. What the fuck am I doing? Everyone pull it up on your computers. Go to the Google Drive. But Dylan, who did you have last year? And then tell us the 5 you will be dropping. Oh, I
Okay,
see it's all
my-
in there in the document. I see. Look at that.
Yeah.
Big orgy.
Hello.
name.
Hello.
Yeah.
Calm down. My list from last year consisted of Anna de Armas, Kiki Palmer, Sadie Sink, Penn Badgley, Sean Gunn, Amber Midthunder, Dave Bautista, Karen Gillan, Murray Bartlett, and Stephen Root. That was my
nice.
10 from last year.
Mhm.
And from this list, I'm going to make, I think, 6 cuts. So I want to leave a lot of
Ooh.
room open
Six.
to make
Okay, I
some
like
fresh
it.
ones. First, I'm going for my Guardians of the Galaxy people. I'm cutting Karen Gillan and Dave Bautista. I do think there's a good chance Sean Gunn, or not Sean Gunn, James Gunn, puts them in some DC thing. They've talked about how they want to. At least Karen Gillan did. I forget if Dave Bautista did. So I'm sure it's going to happen, but I just want some fresh blood on my list. So there you go.
Freshly- Yeah.
There you go. We'll put the cuts down below, right? Yeah, we have another list down here. So.
Yeah, well, we can delete all those cuts now because those are the drops from last year. So all these people are back on the board.
Yeah.
Your Nick Cages, your Hunter Schafers, your Anya Taylor-Joys, etc. So I'll get rid of those. Those are gone.
Next up, Stephen Root. I like the pick, but I want something new and fresh for this year, so he's gone.
Okay. I put there. Oh, sorry about that.
Sorry. Let's see. Where was I going to go next? I think next. Taylor mentioned this guy earlier on this episode. I'm getting rid of Penn Badgley for now. I think it's going to happen someday. But Doom was a potential thing, and that's too little, too late for that.
No, it was Reed. Reed was the one he was rumored for. Remember?
Either way,
yeah,
he's out.
The Thing as well.
Fantastic Four is good to go. He's not in there, so I would love to see it still, but it's not happening yet.
Yeah,
and then,
that's Penn Badgley right here. Espo says it's always fun to see who had the hype casting last year. That was Penn Badgley. Because same thing, I had Adam Driver because they were rumored for Reed, remember? And we're like, oh, these could be our picks, and nothing.
Absolutely. And then what does that leave me with? That's 6 people.
You keeping Sean again? Hoping he gets another role?
I'm keeping Sean forevermore. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my. He already has 2 roles in the DCU, and he's
I think he'll
third.
get more because nepotism speaks volumes. So we're just going to keep him on there. I'm gonna get rid of Amber Mid-Thunder.
Oh, lost some hype after Prey?
I kind of forgot that she was in that Legion thing, so I don't know if that would, disqualify her from getting cast in another thing.
No, Aubrey Plaza was, and she got cast in Agatha.
Yeah, but so you guys can take her if you want, but I'm happy with that. I thought I was gonna drop one more because that leaves me with 5. Who is
Taylor? Did you just make your name all cool highlighted there or something?
Yeah, you like that, eh?
No.
Well, too bad. It's my name.
It's really
Hurt my eyes right now.
Change your name.
Blood. Ah.
I'm not.
Yeah, just a dickhead.
I'm not thrilled about this.
Okay.
But I'm gonna drop Keke Palmer for now.
Oh, big
Yeah.
Keeks.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
I know. I like her still, but like I said, I want some fresh picks. So yeah, there you go. I just want a lot of room on mine, and I don't want to drop any of these other ones. I'm feeling really good about and our Mercedes Sink and Murray Bartlett still. So it might seem like kind of random picks, but I do feel really good about these ones at the moment. And of course, Sean Gunn. He's never leaving my arms. He's on this list forevermore.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go next because I got the win along with Dylan, so I think that's fair for me. So I'm gonna get rid of Kirby because I don't think that I just don't foresee that happening again, right? I don't think it's like a Sean Gunn situation where they're gonna spam her in the MCU. I'm definitely gonna no. This is okay. Easy one right here. Gonna get rid of Channing Tatum. I think he's had his.
You lose the
time
points
in
if
the
you
sun.
do that.
No. That's last year. Fuck off. So this is where it comes down
You have
really
a good
tough.
list. You have a lot of good ones.
Yeah, and sorry, I forgot to read off. So I had Channing Tatum, Vanessa Kirby, and then the rest of my list is Margot Qualley, Samara Weaving, Jenna Ortega, Lea Seydoux, Jodie Comer, Adam Driver, Palm Clementif, Rebecca Ferguson. Really no one I actually want to drop, so I'm not going to. No, I'm joking.
You have to drop 5.
That's really tough for me. Yeah, I got to drop 5, so I got 3 more. Because, we're in the drop zone, so I don't care. Adam Driver, it's tough because if he was sniffing around F4, it's is he going to sniff around? And remember we got those weird, little rumors that he was maybe sniffing around Lex Luthor. So it's I feel like if he's not doing Star Wars again, he's going to want another big paycheck, 65 bombs. That's why I don't want to cut him.
You see in the RDJ news, he's like, whoa. Wait a minute.
That could have been me.
For 2 projects? Really?
I'm going to...
That's not what they offered me. I'm in the Disney family. What about me?
I would have took that. I would have took off that offer if you gave it to me.
I would have taken $65 million if they gave it to me.
This might be a controversial one. I'm gonna get rid of Jenna because I just feel like here's the situation. I feel like there is people
that's going back
that
on my menu for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm licking my lips right now like the big bad wolf.
There are people that are of the Timothée Chalamet ilk, and I think Glenn, you guys can pick up if you want. Glenn Powell said the same thing last with Batman. I think there is a new
You
crop
actually
of
can't because
people.
he's currently on my list, but nice try there, Travis.
Okay, so drop him when Kirkland drops him, But I think there is a crop of people that are on purpose avoiding superhero roles because they want to still be bigger than that franchise, right? They don't want to be a Chris Evans tied to it, or even Downey, who wasn't, but now he is again. So
they
I
all
think
want to be Robert Downey. Let's be real.
they do, of course, they do. But I think with Jen, I just don't see it right now with the move she's making. She's doing Wednesday again. She's in I feel like she's doing more projects where she is the star, and lots of times it has to be you are the star along with Marvel. So that's my thing. I don't besmirch anybody for picking her up because she's a great star, but I have more reasons because I'm not dropping Driver. And same thing with Samara Weaving. I don't know if you guys remembered, she was in the contention for Lois Lane last year. So these are 2 actors that have been sniffing around comic book roles. To me, that means they have an interest. That's why Jenna Ortega definitely a way bigger star than Weaving, but if I'm hearing rumors about Weaving and nothing about Ortega, that's the drop. So what do I got? Now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got to drop one more. This is super tough. I'm not dropping Palm because Gunn's gonna do something soon with her, I feel. So
Get Jodie Comer off your list. She doesn't really belong on there.
oh, that's who you want there. So, I thought she was the Sue Storm, but I'm just looking at this list and who would get cast. I don't know why I feel strong about Margot Qualley, because is she not maybe in the same ilk as like doing indie stuff? I
don't really see her going that road at this point, honestly. After seeing her pop up in a couple of what's his name's movies,
Yorgos and everything. Yeah, but is that the situation where those movies start to do blah and she's like, I'll go be Jean Grey for a couple movies? So my I'll be honest, my two cuts right now are between her and Jodie Comer, because Jodie Comer was a Sue Storm pick, and I don't know which one I really.
Just think of how much it's gonna hurt if we steal your pick and then it gets casted. I feel like depending on which which name on your list would hurt the most.
Jenna would hurt the most, but I already got rid of her just because I feel I feel that
you did.
Yeah, I just don't feel too confident yet. And even Ferguson, I guess she just died off Mission Impossible. Okay,
What did she just get casted in too? She just got casted in. Is it the Peaky Blinders?
Yeah, Peaky Blinder movies.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna kick Margot Qualley just because I think if any of them have a bigger chance of getting it, it is Jodie still. She's done a bit more mainstream stuff. Maybe Margaret, unless you guys get her. Maybe I'll pick her back up in a couple of years. I've done that before. But my list of keeps is Samara Weaving, Leah Seydoux, Jodie Comer, Adam Driver, Palm Clemente, and Rebecca Ferguson. So that is my keeper. This is very tough.
Quality is a good drop. 2 years ago,
as he picks her up.
when you scooped her I think it was 2 years ago.
It was after
salty
Hollywood
that you beat me in the order, because that was like one of my top tier picks. But I think it has cooled off just in terms of the kind of projects she's doing. She's still doing awesome stuff, but she just doesn't seem to want to go that route. Which
she might be in that
totally
camp
fair.
of like no superhero stuff for me, So
and I don't think she's big enough either to be like Downey rocking the room and ask for an insane paycheck. So
yeah. All right, Kirkland Patzer.
So
are
do you have Penn
dropping?
Badgley on your list? Is that what that's?
That must be a mistake.
That was magic. That's.
They must have the drops must have been there. I'll edit that. Yeah, I'm keeping Penn as well.
I'm glad you guys didn't see.
Wait, that's six.
I had my
that's
little.
six. What's happening here? Did you drop Driver? Didn't you drop Driver?
1, 2,
No, he kept
3,
Driver.
4, 5, 6. Oh, I have 6. Oh, okay.
Not
then in
done
that,
yet, buddy boy.
yeah, Ferguson will go next out of these ones. I feel she's great, but I like.
At that one.
Yeah, well, he can only have one of them. Remember, that's the rule. You can only pick one drop. So, but I think Kirkland's right.
Take them all.
You got Peaky Blinders. I feel like she's gonna go do some more independent stuff like that, and then she'll eventually want to get back in a big franchise.
Is that show she was in still going as well?
Yeah,
on
Silo.
Prime?
Yeah, that's
Silo.
still it's on Apple Apple TV or whatever Plus. But yeah, so yeah, I still like that pick. But yeah, if I got to get rid of her or another one, that's the 5. So I'm Samara Weaving, Leah Seydoux, Jodie Comer, Adam Driver, Palm Clemente. I know people might be wondering why I have Leah Seydoux in there. I just feel like she would be cast in like even just a supporting role somewhere. It's like the way when they get like a new star and then a bunch of names to surround them, I could see Leah Seydoux playing just some random villain, love interest, side character, especially with X-Men coming up,
a bit of everything.
Yeah, I just like the way she was in Dune. I could see her doing that in a DC or Marvel movie where she comes in, important role, then she's out. So
and crushes it while she's doing
always,
it.
yeah,
100%.
All right, Kirkland, who you dropping? How many?
I'll take
you
the
dropping?
baton. I don't know yet. I'm gonna just start chopping and see how we go. I'm gonna take Monica off. I'm gonna take Joey King off.
I forget who Monica Barbaro is.
She was in Top Gun Maverick.
Okay.
Right.
Not sure if you saw that one, Dylan.
Why the Joey King one? I get Monica. Why Joey King?
I really don't have good reasons other than just the waves are pulling me
feeling.
in an opposite direction to her. I feel like if the announcement would have came, it would have came already, and of course tomorrow there's going to be like an announcement. I'm sure Joey King in whatever role, and I'm just going to be kicking myself.
Kang.
But yeah, I don't know. I think she's great in like everything I've seen her in, but yeah, I don't know, just something kind of pulling me away from her. So she's gone. I'm gonna take Maud off.
Yeah, I
as
agree
well.
with that one. I think you
Only
were just
Euphoria
feeling
fan, maybe.
you were just like in the Euphoria too much last year when you drafted this.
I had
list, in
some
my
big
opinion.
This
Euphoria
is a big
picks.
Euphoria list
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Joseph Quinn, I'll take off as well. I got
Yeah,
my 1
no.
point from him, but I think his duty is done.
He done his duty.
Bear with me as I do my little shortcuts here. This is gonna be the year I'm actually gonna take Simon Pegg off. He's been on my list for the
Really?
last
Oh.
He's getting a little
handful.
crusty on there, hey?
He's getting a little crusty.
Water me, sir.
I still think that is one that could happen in like one of those random small
Easy
roles.
side roll. Yeah, someone's
Yeah.
dad. Yeah.
Quick cameo.
Yeah, exactly.
A voice. Yeah, easily. Yeah.
on with
and I
your
already took these
Google
off,
Docking
so-
over here. This is
Yeah.
chaotic.
So I want to ask you because you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you're at the 5. Hey, so those are your 5 you're keeping?
Not so much. I'm gonna
Oh,
see
he's gonna keep cutting.
Jennifer. I'm like so much in Dylan's nepotism bandwagon that I'm like,
Is that the
it's-
wife of?
yeah, and like she already has a role, but I'm like, man, James Gunn loves his family roles. She's gonna be something like an alien or something. Mr. Balloon Boy, what do you got? for
To
me?
help you, because I'm still in the fair interest, she is coming back for Peacemaker season 2 as the same character, and they've said that's in the DCU. So there is a chance that she might not be cast as anything new; that she's gonna just be hardcore again. So,
But,
if
like,
you know,
That being said, I still think like
That's
the
fair.
Sean Gunn thing, she'll be like a fucking blue alien or
yeah,
something. Or
I
that
just
has,
wanted
like,
to give you
one
that
line.
context, so then
Yeah.
people didn't say, "Oh, Travis trying to get the easy win there." Like, no,
You don't
he's
always
gonna-
do that, so I
No.
appreciate you throwing me a bone. Sometimes
wanna-
you just let me fall in the abyss and
Well,
no
but-
life jacket thrown at me. But
Me and Dylan gotta let you guys catch up now. You know, we've won so many years. I gotta ask you about Glenn Powell. Do you
Yeah.
him doing that interview saying he has no interest other than something like Batman? Does
yeah,
like are you still because like Batman's still in play, right? They're casting
Man.
a Batman. There's rumors about it, but like, how do you feel about keeping on your list? And if that's what he's saying,
It's a risk.
I think it's a
it is
risk,
it is a big risk. I love him and everything that he's in. Go check out our Twisters review. That was a fun time. I thought he was great in it. I still just feel like he's not like an S tier actor in the sense of like he can just say no to
Whoa.
like these big roles or
Hear
like
that,
franchise
Glenn?
roles. Like I still feel if I don't know someone came with them with some Marvel money or like
80 million play Doom.
like stuff like that. Like I think no matter what anyone says, if someone's offering you an $80 million check, it's like okay, yeah, I'll be fucking Korg's nephew or whatever the hell role you have for me.
Fuck, I'm Dorg.
I'm dork. But with all that being said, I am gonna axe him actually.
Oh,
So
lots of meat on the
That's
menu this year.
crazy.
yeah,
There's a lot of good meat on this menu. It's like
Yeah.
a charcuterie board over
My
here.
list is looking like a well-eaten chicken wing, where it's just the bone, no meat left on it.
I like
There's still some
this.
great
Looking
names
like
on
the
here.
Hot
I'm
Ones set
I'm holding
after,
on
after the session.
I'm holding on to Keanu. I think that might just
Yeah.
be my lifetime
It can
pick.
always happen.
Yeah.
It could- yeah. Even if it's like a multiverse of Madness Deadpool Wolverine where he plays some role in a joke, like I
Yeah.
can see something happening.
The Jennifer, I already laid out my reasons there. Austin Abrams, I feel like that is a pick that I'm pretty confident that
You're keeping
will
him, eh?
be that will be a comic book role at some point in time. And if it's not, and I drop him, and then we go the route that someone else gets him, or if he's just casted, I will like never stop kicking myself because I was very happy when I actually got him on my list over Travis Snell there.
Yeah,
So.
I'm pissed. I even add him to my list right now because I'm like, oh sure, Kirkland's gonna drop him. I would have picked him up because I do think he's gonna get something here. But who knows?
Yeah.
I guess they're gonna film Euphoria, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a good keep. So
And Shamir, I'm just gonna keep him for now.
Maybe not get the bold again, but keep
Maybe not the bold, but like he hasn't really been in anything since I've seen him last, and he's got the face of a superhero. So yeah, let's get him in there.
Okay,
What's he been up to since Wick?
not much.
Mr. Vic.
Nothing that I recognize, but
All right, Taylor, it's your time. I'm the same way we did a bunch of cleaning. I guess Kirkland and Dylan did more than me, but I'm kind of hoping you do a lot of cleaning, not for me, but just for yourself.
Guys want some
'cause
of my fucking picks, eh?
I
I
feel
really
like
want Greg Henry. On my list.
I feel like there's a lot of picks that you've been holding on to. Like when I pull this list
What does that even mean?
from Guardians of the
Guardians
Galaxy,
3.
he's he's Peter's
Remember we put
grandpa.
that there so we can remember who the fuck Greg Henry is?
Well, no, I mean he's in Guardians 1 and 2. He's not just in 3. He's in all of them.
Okay, if you
But
say
there's
so.
like, I remember like 6 years ago, I was high on Naomi Scott. And when I pulled this list, I'm like, Taylor Taylor still has Naomi Scott, who's starring in Smile too. Like
That's crusty at this point.
yeah, that's the crustiest of no, that and Mark
Crustier than
Hamill.
Peg.
Mark Hamill's another crusty one that you just gotta give up on, man. You could drop whoever you want, but like
Yeah, you've just locked up Hamill in a room. He's just drinking that alien milk.
so yeah, I recommend almost a full like even Sigs you've had for
Are you
years.
his coach? What's going on here? Let him make his own cuts.
There's just so many names on here.
I
I'm
think
like,
your
it's-
advice is cut every single person on your bad list and make it.
I promise you, I will not take any of your people, but just like,
Oh, I don't trust that.
I'll
Should we
swear
make a
on
rule that if
everything.
you cut all 10 of yours, you get to get 2 steal picks from other people?
Sure,
New rule implemented.
I'll bow to that. Yeah. All right, Taylor, who you dropping?
Oh, okay, yeah. So my full list right now, I got Naomi Scott, Donnie Yen, Mark Hamill, Sigourney Weaver, Millie Bobby Brown, Pete Davidson, Greg Henry, Sylvester Stallone, Saoirse Ronan, and Chris Pine.
What a list!
Oh,
How many Gossip Girl actors end up on his list after we heard what he was watching?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a blast.
I am going to drop Greg Henry. It's going to bite me in the
Oh
ass, I'm
no.
sure.
Gramps is getting the cut. Okay.
Gramps is up for grabs.
Okay.
Sylvester Stallone, dropping him.
Okay.
I'm dropping...
Oh,
so-
Craig Henry back on it.
Doubling down.
So for all his picks from last year, no picks from the 7 years ago picks, but okay.
I'm dropping Pete Davidson.
Wow, your star pick.
Yeah, he's out of there.
What made you sour on him? Because I thought you thought Gunn was going to put him in something.
I thought maybe, but when I was like looking back and thinking, well, he got killed off in Suicide Squad. He could
Oh,
do.
yeah.
I don't want to
forgot
bet
about
my
that.
my money on him just doing voice acting for something for Gunn.
Okay.
I didn't feel good about that. And you know what? Fuck, he'll probably get drafted and they'll fucking fuck me sideways.
Oh,
I hear he's got a big cock, so get ready.
Fuck me.
I'm gonna drop Saoirse Ronan.
Oh
Wait,
my
wait,
god!
Chris
It's
Pine.
literally all his picks from last year. Are you kidding me? There's prime real estate up top to get, and you're getting
No, that's prime real estate to keep. I feel really fucking good about those top 5.
Like Naomi Scott, Aladdin was fucking 5 years ago
Other one.
now.
You know
There we
what? Smile 2 is going to come out, and Disney's gonna be like, oh, we got to get this girl a fucking role. So we got that. Donnie Yen,
who'd you just drop? Did you? Drop
Chris
someone?
Pine, and Ronan.
Oh my god, this is truly the cutting room.
So
floor.
you really just dropped all your picks from last year.
Oh, yeah. I feel good about these top 5. Millie Bobby
Jesus.
Brown, I feel good about that. Feel good about Sigourney Weaver. Mark Hamill and Sigourney Weaver, now that we got some crazy shit going on with James Gunn developing the DC community right now, I feel like, man, we could see them just pop in there.
What
Even a
ties
Donnie
to
Yen.
them do he have? Like when Sigourney Weaver hasn't worked with James Gunn.
Oh, exactly. But I just feel like he's just going to look for some iconic actors, actresses. Like, you know what? Sigourney is right there.
I feel like he has Greg Henry and then Sigourney Weaver, like just below Greg.
It could.
Should we call Sigs? No. Call Greg first. That's
What's Greg doing? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a woman's role. We'll gender swap it. I like Greg in this one. All right, get that wheel out. Let's find out
Oh, yeah.
who's going what. We're going snake order, correct? Just to confirm with
You gotta
everybody.
snake it.
Okay, snake.
Dawn
it.
Trail. Look at that.
Here we go. Final Fantasy something by now.
I got
Oh.
First pick goes to me.
Mr. Dillon.
Okay.
Mr. Muss. Okay.
Congratulations.
Round of applause.
That's my favorite one.
And then it just turns to screaming of like killing, like no, please. Looking like me. Okay.
Oh, the 2 winners gotta go
2
first.
blues.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I bet it's gonna be a
The rich
Pokeball
get
next.
richer, right?
All right, Kirkland. Let's see what you got, huh? Put your money where your mouth is.
I think it's gonna
Wow.
be.
Or he'll
Shit
fuck
coming
you
up from the bottom
sideways.
tier players here.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Okay,
nice
so
try.
Taylor's
Bend over.
last, but he gets the snake in the back. Okay.
I like the snake, back snake.
All right, so dilemmas. Are you picking up any of the drops?
I probably will. You guys dropped some beautiful picks.
Prime real estate.
Yeah,
there,
Greg Henry.
Greg Henry Grant. might be on the list. Yeah, let me think about this for a moment. So
Woo!
Taylor's picks. I mean, Glenn Powell. That's a spicy pickup there. Joseph Quinn. No. Some of these are a little out of order here. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think I'll leave that one for Kirkland.
Oh.
Interesting.
Ooh,
It's quality.
where am I gonna go here?
Greg and
Let me do a quick Google of this guy's.
So
career
funny because I like pulled up the list like not too long ago, and I'm just like, oh yeah, Greg Henry, and like never really thought too much of it, and then like now, just like, wait a minute, who the fuck is this guy?
He's Gramps. He had his own grandpa he's drafted.
Okay, I'm gonna go. So when we're doing this, it's probably good tactically to go listen to interviews and see what these actors say about
Yeah.
doing a role like this. And you guys told me about one, Glenn Powell, who doesn't want to do it. I'm gonna say that he's wrong. I'm gonna say that I've not listened to this interview, and I choose to be ignorant of this information that was provided to me. I'm just gonna scoop him up. I think the Batman stuff. Maybe it was just a rumor, maybe it was not, but it's like, okay, the timing of it's kind of nice. I'll keep him for a year. If it doesn't pan out, I can drop him again.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's a big movie star. And so I think if the right paycheck drops on his front step, I think he would do it. So I'm gonna scoop him up.
Okay. That's fair. I can't say it's a bad one because he's a big star. Maybe people just throw enough money at him. So
Yeah.
Enjoy my leftovers, Dylan.
Thank you.
so
I hope he doesn't do
It's
well.
a pretty
for you.
meaty dish, so there's
Yeah.
plenty left on the plate. for
No
me.
crust.
There
on
is.
No crust.
No, there's
Yes.
a little crust with Gramps down here, but
Yeah, there's
a
a
little
speck
crust.
of green mold in the corner, but it hasn't fully grown yet.
not like fucking Mark Hamill up there on the list.
Oh
but-
yeah, that guy's
there. No, he's never leaving.
Okay. So I do.
Skeletized.
that's
I
blue
do.
cheese at this point.
There is some drops I'm looking at, but I can't go there yet because I'm worried. About-
We don't have to pick drops first, right?
No, we don't have to. No,
Okay.
we don't.
Oh, I
have
kind of
to.
forgot about that. Well, okay.
You can change it up if you don't want to. Do you want to pick your pick first, Dylan?
I've already played my card, so it's
I
fine.
respect it.
It's fine.
Okay.
Go with what Dylan was gonna go with, Travis.
Yeah, no, I feel like there's two that I know Kirkland wants. And it's just a question of which one do I get and which one could he forgot. So I'm gonna go with the most recent one.
Pretty bad at remembering things.
You know,
so
he said he had a fun time on this review, so I'm gonna have a fun time welcoming her aboard. And plus, I was a fan of her first. I'm gonna take Daisy Edgar Jones.
Oh, you bastard.
DEJ, my lady, because you know what? Everyone go back to the COVID era when I said, hey, everyone go watch Fresh with her and Sebastian Stan. Great movie. No one watched it here on the podcast, but phenomenal movie where I was like, this girl's going to be a star. And I don't think she's on the Glenn Powell level yet where it's like she's a massive star. I think she added on to Twisters. I haven't seen it, but I just mean like the likability of it. But I don't think she's a name yet, right? But it's starting there. So this could be kind of like what the 1-2 punch was with Brie Larson, where it was like, oh, wins our Oscar in the room, and then it's like, hey, being $1 billion franchise. And I'll be honest, this is probably a pick that it might be a long haul pick. So I'm sorry, Kirkland. This might be one that I'm holding on to like X-Men time because I could see her doing something. So yeah, I feel like it's gonna have that was I suppose the original pick for that. No rumors or anything, but I just like her and I think she's a very versatile actor, can be serious, can be romantic, can do the action. So yeah, and I'm just a big fan of her in general. So yeah, Daisy Edgar Jones, welcome to the top drafter team right here.
That was like a low priority pick for me because I'm like, nobody saw Twisters other than me and Taylor. Taylor's not gonna pick her. Like, come on, I can stew on her.
She's not old enough to go
She
on
was
the
there.
Taylor's list.
Yeah.
She's
40 and
fantastic
up.
though. She's the best actor in Twisters, and she's a cross from Glenn Powell, so
Wow.
that's saying something. Yeah.
Yeah,
God
and that's what
damn.
I've heard. Yeah, and again,
You're
everyone
really just
go
throwing
watch.
him aside and no respect after you ditched him on your list.
Gotta shit on
Everyone
my
go
leftovers.
watch Fresh. It is a romantic horror thriller, so go check it out. It's a good time.
Is it Sebastian Stan?
Sebastian Stan's the male lead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Who's next?
You.
It's
Kirkland.
you, Mr.
Oh, interesting.
Kirkpatrick.
Kirkpatrick. I think I'm going to not steal first.
Oh.
Tactically wise
Because-
move from someone who did not.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, this one was on the top of my list ever since we did a nice review here this year on the GeekVerse podcast. It was What a Wonderful Day that day was. I'm taking Freya Allen
I
as my
knew it.
first bet.
Fuck. There she goes off mine. Yeah. Damn it.
She
I should have went with Freya first. God.
she's like pretty young too. That like this
from
might
Apes,
be.
that person, right?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
From Apes, that movie.
Yeah, from Apes.
And The Witcher?
And The Witcher. She's Cirilla in The Witcher. She's really young. She's only 22 right now. So this could be like my Keanu pick that I just hold on to her for like until she just evolves
Gets in
into another
trouble.
Pokemon or
Till she
something. Yeah.
Sends a couple bad tweets.
Yeah, but no, I'm really happy that I was able to get her. But so enjoy Daisy Edgar there, Travis.
Yeah, that's all right. They're both young. That's fine. All right, Taylor, you got 2 picks back to back here.
The
So
old
you got
double.
Yeah, you got a good playing field here. No
I don't know if
pun
I've ever had the double at the end before.
Well,
This is
first time
this
for
is
everything.
exciting, riveting.
Great power.
Okay.
Do you have any steals you're going to be doing in these picks? Or are they all
No,
new picks?
I'm not
Okay.
stealing anyone.
All new picks from Taylor. Here we go.
I have. I'm glad I get to pick 2 back to back because I have 3, but I worry that one of
3 back-to-back.
these could be stolen by Kirkland. I feel like it's a potential that you're aware of, so that worries me. But I
Okay.
feel like if I don't lock the other 2, then that could be a Dylan or a Travis steal. So it worries me. I got to play my cards right
I
here.
like your strategy right now.
I
Pick
think
all 3.
Go with your
Why
heart.
not?
Oh, sorry, can't pick that last one.
I think I'm going to go with Sydney Sweeney to start.
Really? After Madam
Okay.
Web, you think that's going to happen? Eh?
Yes, because I remember seeing all the talks about Black Cat and all this other stuff. Thinking, you know what? Maybe there's a chance that something could happen. And
I think
I
that's
think
a very solid pick, honestly.
Yeah. Better than
I
some other
like it.
picks you have.
Yeah.
So better
of
than
his
actually
list
maybe
already.
all your picks. Maybe better than all your current picks. So that is a good pick. So
You picked her for another draft earlier this year, very controversially. So
yeah,
great Jubilee. Do you think that's how she's going to get cast?
no, no, not this time.
right.
That's as bad as my Kiernan Shipka fucking what even was it? Kamala
Miss Marvel.
Khan. Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney as Jubilee.
Well, that is my other pick though. Kirkland is Kiernan Shipka actually.
Oh,
I want
there
to
you
lock
go.
her in
After
just
Long
because-
Legs?
Yeah,
You can-
after
I
in
don't know
Long
how
Legs,
spoilers
she was
it
in
is.
Twisters.
She was in
so-
Twisters as
Was
well.
she
Yeah.
in Twisters? Okay.
Yeah, she's definitely
Very
had
big
a
role.
few projects that she's
so
popped
she
off
dies
with,
right away.
so-
I'm guessing. Yeah. Fucking asshole. Just spoil the movie for me.
I said nothing, Jon Snow.
She said no marketing. Chris was very big role. I was like, well, now I know. She's getting sucked up by that Twister.
She's great. Okay, to me, hey,
Mhm.
To
To you.
to me, my picks. Okay. Fuck, this is where the strategy comes in and like reading the opponent. I am going to take a lady that was nominated for Best Actress in the Golden Geeks Awards this year. Can't remember if she made it through all the noms. There's a lot of noms. I'm taking Sophie Wilde, the lead of Talk to Me.
Right? Okay.
Okay.
No, that's a good one. Yeah. I
Really
didn't
good
think
pick,
about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Another young lass. She's only 26. A lot of meat left on her bones to, to be a
Never say
superhero
that
character.
again. Never
Yeah, it
say
sounded
that.
very cannibal-like. I apologize for that.
Well,
But
yeah,
yeah,
left
she's-
in our acting carear, maybe you can say
exactly.
that.
Yeah, a lot of meat
She's only
left on
been
her.
in 7 movies. Interesting.
Pretty, yeah. No like
bummer.
big franchise either, and DC, Marvel, anything. I trust that she would be able to pull off anything.
I think James Gunn liked Talk to Me.
Yeah,
When
that would be
I
a good
talked to
fit.
him recently, he told me that.
So yeah, that's my second pick.
Okay. Oh, now I'm in a really difficult predicament here because there's a steal that I really want, but I'm gonna think because it went past Taylor and Kirkland that they don't want it. So I feel like I'm safe there. And I feel like there's only one person that could take this from me, but because he has 2 picks coming up, I gotta be careful. So I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna cast Katie O'Brien from from Love Lies Bleeding. I am solely
one.
doing this because I'm with the internet or the people that think that. I think she should be Wonder Woman. She has just like a great look for it, but she impressed me big time. Excuse me. For me, that was a star-making performance. Whereas I spoke about before, I think Dylan watched a couple weeks ago, and we talked about in GV News, where we thought I was like, oh yeah, she's like a good enough actress, like what we saw in Mandalorian. I think something else, but I just thought, okay, she's a girl that has some muscle, so she'll get those bodyguard roles. But in Love Lies Bleeding, that's where it's like, okay, there's something else here, and I feel like she has that energy that would be great for a superhero, villain type of role. So yeah, she has a good and I feel like both with Mandalorian and Love's Lies Bleeding, you've seen her. She look like a hero, like a villain. She's in the Disney family, but again, I'm hoping the Wonder Woman pick. So yeah, going Kay O'Brien. I really hope to see her in more things. Even if it's not that, just more stuff. But yeah, that is my pick.
You talked about her, I don't know if it was a newscast, like some cast not too long ago, and you reminded me of the character, and I did not remember who the fuck you were talking about. But now, looking her up, it's like, oh, yes. I remember this subplot in Mando.
Yeah, and it's fine. It's Mando, but that's why if you watch this movie ever, Kirkland, you'll be blown away. Like, oh, that's the same person, and I think that just shows a difference of directing and writing in a project. So, yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Good pick.
Thank you.
I'm surprised because I shouldn't have done my steal right away. That was tactically a bad move. But my top picks didn't get grabbed yet, so I'm happy about that. And I thought, Travis, when all that you were saying there leading up to, I thought you were going to grab this person, who I'm going to grab first here. So, saw her for the first time in a movie earlier this year. Was really impressed. She's in a Disney thing upcoming, so she's in the family. She's in Alien Romulus. I'm going to go with Kaylee Spiney.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I kind of forgot about her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
What was the Disney project she was in?
Well, just Alien is a Disney property.
No, but I thought she was in.
She might have been in something. She was in Civil War.
She's in Civil War, and she was in Priscilla last year. She got
okay.
I think a nomination, but no, that's a good one.
Oh, she was in Bad Times at the El Royale. I do not remember that. I gotta.
I don't either. Yeah, I gotta rewatch that. That's good to know. No, that's a good pick. I didn't even think about that, but that's one I should have had. No, that's a good one. Yeah,
she's in the next upcoming season of Beef, and then the next
Beef,
Glass Onion. What's that called? Knives Out.
Right.
So I feel like she's gonna be busy for a bit, but those are gonna be things that I think are all gonna just rocket her up level too. So I think I'm happy about that one. Glad I grabbed her. And then let's see, I get another one here. I think this guy's blowing up, and so I'm gonna grab him.
I know where he's going.
And I also saw him for the first time in a movie earlier this year. And he was great, and I think he's already been getting cast in a bunch of things, but not a superhero thing yet, so I think it's coming. He's in the same movie, actually, as Kaylee Spiney. From The Great Challengers, I'm going Josh O'Connor.
Yeah, he's on my list.
Yeah, he's on my list, too.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think he's in the Knives Out movie, and then he's in the Spielberg movie. He's the male lead against Emily Blunt, so yeah, he's getting good stuff.
His stock going way up.
Yeah,
going way up right here.
Maybe he'll too busy Kirkland. Maybe it won't hurt. Maybe we won't feel bad. Maybe he'll just get all these other roles and it won't hurt. But
yeah. No, he's fantastic. I thought he was great in Challengers.
Mm-hmm. That goes back to Travis now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Of course, other Challengers boys on my list. It's not like a big secret, but it's like, do I?
He's on mine too.
I know. He's on mine too.
Who's gonna take the shot? Who's gonna take the shot?
I got Zendaya too. I got everyone.
There's nothing in the pre-production thing on IMDb, so who knows what he's doing next.
Yeah, it's tough with him because I definitely feel like I liked them both a lot, but Josh has gone the bigger out of those three. He got like look at this guy, right? So, that's tough.
Well, I'd say he's more of the lead too in Challengers versus
of course,
Michael Fasty. Faced.
I'm throwing a 50-50 split on that.
Oh yeah,
both,
okay.
I'll say a 55 for Josh O'Connor. There's a couple more scenes that I think he's in, but I think it's pretty equal. Yeah, this one's the same thing. I'm gonna say that's Steele because I think I might kick myself later, but let me just get his name because I feel like this might be one that Taylor and Kirkland take, especially Kirkland.
His name. Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
narrowing down my list.
So I feel like I'm gonna go with this because I think all three said this would happen, and I kind of like walked eggshells on it. But I'm just gonna go with Lee Jun-jae. He's in Squid Game. He was Master Soul in The Acolyte. He's the single thing that everyone's like, hey, this show, whether you love it or hate, everyone's like, this guy's fucking really good. Yeah. And I said when Shang-Chi 2 comes around, or the fan cast that I've seen, him as Mr. Negative from Spider-Man.
Oh, that's a good cast.
Please.
Right there. Chills.
Good.
Please.
Chills when you said that.
Yeah, someone hit me with the rock. But like right there, because that Mr. Negative would be that perfect, especially from the game where you see that he is somebody that's torn, but he can become villainous. And then the second Spider-Man game, he has like another plot line that's similar to that. That's what I'm thinking. And he's in that Disney family. Squid Game, is they announced today, it's finishing up next year. The final season, they're dropping in December, and then 2025, the last one's coming out. So
like 3 seasons.
Chills. Three seasons
Yeah.
total. So I think
He knows
he'll be
English
freed
now
up.
too because of Star
He
Wars.
knows
so
English now, and he
he's
was
ready
really
to go.
good.
I know you guys weren't fans of Acolyte. How was his character? Well
He
done?
was
Best part of the
good?
show.
Yeah, he was the
Yeah.
best part of the show.
You
Easily.
love to see it.
Fantastic.
That makes me want to watch the show more than other things. But then I know
Just do like a super cut on YouTube
Master
of
Soul
like all of his
Cut.
performances.
I'll watch
yeah.
the Master Soul cut. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good. And then Squid Game, he's great, and he's blown up. So I think the fact that, like Curtin said, other people see, oh, he like can speak English now.
Yeah.
I think they'll be all over like, oh, and he's down to do this type of stuff. So, and maybe even then, something in DC, maybe James Gunn's a fan. He likes that weirder stuff. I just think that in a lot of these movies that might have different countries or characters from different countries, he fits that bill for a lot of Marvel and DC roles. So I'm swapping him right now.
How old is he? Is
Good
he
pick.
like close to 50s?
I think he's in his 50s, but he's having his
Born in
Harrison Ford moment.
1972, so crack the math on that.
So yeah, he's in his 50s. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Harrison
I love
Ford
I
broke
love
in
those
his
stories
40s, you know?
when people just pop off. Even like I found out Pedro's like first role was when he was like 30 something. Like that's
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to hear those
be us.
little tales. That could be us.
That's my
I'm
plan.
gonna keep
That's-
putting out my headshots to.
Harrison Ford was a fucking carpenter when he got New Hope, and then he blew up right before 40. So it's like it still happened for you, everybody.
Okay, so first become a carpenter. Wait
Yeah.
till I'm 30. And
It's a
then
hard job.
then go to
Yeah.
Hollywood. Okay,
that's my pick.
that's
You
back
just
over
went.
to Kirk.
Oh,
No, that's
okay.
I just said that's my pick. Like I'm just
Like, and it's my pick.
I'm
Okay,
ending
where do I go
conversation.
now?
and
Yeah.
Harrison Ford. the carpenter.
yeah.
Oh, I don't want to take that from Taylor. Okay, I think I'm gonna dabble into the drop in here. I'm too scared that this person will be stolen up. I
like
tried to
that.
take this individual last year, and then Travis reminded me that he had her, and then he's like, "I'm never gonna let her go." So
And then
good
he
luck with
did.
that, Kirkland. And here we are. I'm taking
Okay.
Jenna Ortega.
He's
Yeah.
out. Okay.
I think you made a lot of great points, but I think if I get a point off of this pick, it'll feel like $1 million, especially just taking it off of your little. I was gonna say grimy. Your hands
You're
are
doing
kinda
it for spite.
My
dirty,
hands are
so.
nice and clean.
It's
I
a
can
spite
believe
thing, but also like superstar pick. Like
it is.
she's
a
so hot right
franchise
now.
builder.
So
She could be. Yeah. So
yeah, exactly.
solid.
I get it.
So yeah,
I get it.
Well done.
And a double back for Taylor here.
So this is
I
pick
love
3 and
El
4 for
Duble.
Taylor. Okay.
But overall, 8 and 9.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. 8 and 9. Yeah. Sorry.
El Duble. So Kirkland did not take my pick that I was worried about. I'm gonna go Simone Ashley. She is a up and comer from Bridgerton, and I believe she's starring in the F1 movie coming out with Brad Pitt, and she was in Sex Education, which I've never seen.
oh, she's great in that too. Yeah, okay, good
So-
pick.
What if he's like, oh, she's shit, man. Why you pick her?
No, she's really good in
Okay.
everything I've seen her in. So
There
yeah,
you
good
go.
pick.
Okay. I
Kirkland
like that under the
Stepper.
radar pick.
Yeah.
She was in The
no-
Little Mermaid, apparently, so she's in that Disney family. Good to go.
rare pick from.
She was
Taylor
in
Field there.
Detective Pikachu, so she's friends with Ryan Reynolds
And
There
Justice
you go.
Smith.
and Justice
no.
Smith. Don't know what that does for you. And today.
My next
Smell that,
pick,
Taylor? You smell that just as sweet. That's such a
Um,
D&D.
I am going to lock in Cillian Murphy. I want him on my list.
Really?
Yeah,
Killer.
I know that everyone was talking about, oh, like the Doctor Doom stuff, yada yada. But I feel like he still could appear in some other way in Marvel. I feel like just because it didn't work out, and Marvel's got this whole thing where like, okay, like these characters didn't get this main role, but they appeared in other forms. So I think that there is a chance that he could just pop right up in a project.
RDJ brings him over from Oppenheimer to.
That's it. He's got the tie-in already.
Quick question for you, Taylor, just tactically here. Simone Ashley, did you think any of us had her on our radar?
I think only
Or,
Kirkland. I don't think
okay.
you guys have talked about Bridgerton.
No.
At least not to my knowledge. So I didn't think you or Travis were on
It's
to
an
her.
interesting one to not save for just that number 10, but I respect it. I respect it.
The crowd goes mild.
Back
do
to
with
you,
my
Kirkland.
hands.
Back to you, Kirkland.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm putting a lot of stock in youth here. I had a lot of
Anti-Taylor.
old picks in the past. I'm gonna go. This lady. I've only seen her in Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. She appears briefly in the early portions. Her name is Alila Brown. She plays Little Furiosa
Oh,
at the
okay.
start of the film.
I like that pick.
I just thought the performance was fantastic, and I'm like, you know what? This movie's gonna be huge. She's gonna be getting some roles in the near future here, and they're gonna be looking for some younger superheroes, maybe in the X-Men era.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my pick.
It's true. All the Stranger Things and It kids, they're all like 30 now, so they got to get some.
Exactly.
Need some.
We got to make more children out there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with this one because my fifth person, I have like a bunch of people that like I'm happy with. So and I know not everyone's picking them all. So I'm gonna pick up a drop, and I'm gonna pick up Karen Gillan. I think that's gonna happen. I think that's gonna be James Gunn one that he's gonna just look at, have some sort of role. I don't know what more she has left to do with Nebula other than like sunsetting that character, to be honest. I think they had their hero story, their sacrifice story, maybe a romantic story with Peter Quill. I think that's about it that they have left to do there. But yeah, I think that time is to go, and they're James Gunn people. And I feel whether it's, I know people do the classic Poison Ivy. I personally like the Batgirl casting more, and she's a great actress. She could do a bunch of other stuff. So I think she'll have a role somewhere there. And yeah, I'm gonna go for the easy James Gunn pick. So Karen Gillan picking that up from Dylan Scraps there. So
Very solid. That's. If you keep that for 5 years, you're gonna get a point on it. I guarantee it.
yeah.
That's back to me now, right? For a double.
You got it.
I think I know who my double are, so I'll just rifle them off here. So first up, I'm going to pick this guy. He was cast in a Marvel movie, but then he got other plans and then went and did something else. So I think there's a good chance that they bring him back to do something else, and that role's already been filled. So I'm going to pick up Stephen Yeun.
That's a good one. Yeah.
He was in the door. He was in the basement. He was in the building.
Yeah.
He's doing suit settings or suit fittings. Yeah.
So he was very far, and so obviously when he comes back, I don't know, like maybe they do a multiverse thing and they just make him that same character, and I get screwed over in a technicality. But I think more than likely, when the time is right again, Marvel liked him, he liked them. It's just because of all these delays and things that it had to get kicked out. Right? He wants to do it, so I think he'll definitely do it at some point in time.
Would you get screwed over in that sense?
I wouldn't. I would still give you the point.
I would
give
give
the
the point.
Yeah,
Well,
if
he's
he
already been cast as who was it again? It was Sentry, right?
yeah, but if he came back, that to me is like when the character gets cut from a movie, right? It's like, well, they just,
I mean,
you know.
I'm not going to debate against you.
Yeah.
I'll take the points.
I would take it. In my scenario, I'd feel like I got the point, you know. So, and yeah, like Bob says, was it even official? I don't know
Was
if
it
they
not? Because didn't he have a public statement where he's like, I can't play the character anymore. I'm so sad. Blah,
He
blah, blah.
did, but I don't think they ever like even announced it. So
Dude, you didn't get the job, actually.
Yeah, Feige pulls out. We've never talked to this man.
I don't know why I'm even fighting against this. Yes,
Yeah.
I'll take the points if he gets cast as Sentry or otherwise.
Yeah.
Even
then I'm
S.
gonna pick up-
Bubs. Even S. Bubs agrees.
Thank you,
There you
S.
go.
Bubs.
Yeah.
I
Council
appreciate you.
agrees.
I'm going to pick up another person who's very hot right now.
This is your last pick, right? Number 10?
No, I have one more after this.
Oh, do you?
Because I dropped 6, remember?
Right. Sorry. Yeah.
This will be my 9th pick. She's very hot right now. I think
hot right now.
I think she'll be busy because looking at her IMDb, like she's working on some shows, so that's going to keep her busy for a while. But this one might be one like keeping the can until those shows are done, and then I think she'll get scooped up into one of these universes. I'm going to go with Ella Purnell here from the Fallout TV show, from Arcane.
that's
So
a
she
good
can do
one.
some animated, she could do some voice acting, or she could do live action. They'd put her on the front of a movie poster, all that kind of stuff. So I think she's got a lot of potential there. TV show, movie, animated thing. She could go anywhere. DC, Marvel. I think she'd be fit. She'd fit nicely in a lot of different spots. So I'll pick her up.
Good pick.
Thank you.
All right. So this one, I have a lot of them, but I'm just going to go with, because I feel like most of mine are up and comers, or even if they're stars, it's like newer. I'm going to go with a classic. I'm going to go with somebody I'm pretty sure I've had on my list before, and I've dropped them years ago, but they're going to come back because it's always, they never go out of style. And I think especially now might be more than a time forever because, you know, have a big hit, you go out on your own, you think, oh, I'm going to have another big hit. And then you see those numbers for Fall Guy and you go, maybe I'm not the star I thought I was. So I'm picking the Goss. I'm picking Ryan Gosling. There's every year or so, like a rumor comes up, like, oh, he's talking, blah, blah, blah. And there's times where even Feige's like, oh, we'd love to have him there. Like, that's all just scuttlebutt, right? But I feel like if there's smoke, there's fire. And it might be a Downey situation where his is different because he had major success, Oppenheimer, Oscar, then went back. But maybe it's a thing of like, yeah, it's not a guaranteed thing, right? And, you know, as much as Marvel's having issues, they're probably going to open bigger, at least than what Fall Guy ended up happening, right? So it's like, and you can secure, I think, a bag for him. I think there's multiple stuff, even if it is like a what is it, Bradley Cooper? Like we've heard those Ghost Rider rumors, right? Even if it's like that, where he's just on set for a little bit, and then some mocap guy does the Ghost Rider stuff, and he does the voice, right? So I think with Gosling, there's tons of options there for him, and he's even some that fits in the whole multiverse thing. If they did some sort of cameo or something silly or stupid, or if he played a version of Deadpool because the Ryans in Canada, like I think there's tons of stuff they did do Gosling, and even Gosling got mentioned in Deadpool and Wolverine, right? So I think that there's smoke, there's fire. It's gonna happen one this year. It's just a question of, do we have him drafted? And I would like to have him drafted. So, and I'm not feeling like. There's a couple other picks that I had. Like, I don't even care about spoiling this. Like, I at one point had the girl that played the villain, or kind of the villain of Evil Dead, like Alyssa Sutherland. But I'm like, I don't know if her stock's been up, but she's a great character actor. I had that other girl from Scream 5 and Once Upon a Time Hollywood. She's in that Honora movie. But I feel like she's somebody that movie's going to come out. She's going to be nominated for Best Actress, and she's going to go, like, take the Margot Qualley route. So I had some other people, but just kind of simmered on them after the past few months. So I'm just going with just a safe pick in Gosling.
I like it.
Yeah. That's my final pick, number 10.
Good one.
Back to me, eh? This
Back to
is
you.
my number 9, if I'm keeping track of the numbers right. I have an older gent and a younger lass.
Ooh. Ready to kick some
And
ass.
another younger lass to go with.
Oh.
So that's kind of revealing some cards there, I guess. One person on my list, I think I am going to take them number 10, and I don't think any of you know who they are, so I'm just going to keep that as a safe 10, hopefully. But now here's the dilemma. I am thinking of taking this actor that I'm not even a big fan of. I think he's kind of become a meme in the GeekVerse history due to a certain movie. And now that I just am talking, I'm just going to take it, as I kind of convinced myself here. Shouts out to Patron Clay. I'm going Boyd Holbrook here as my pick.
Boy.
Especially just like,
oh boy.
especially
Taylor
like,
Johnson,
I don't know,
oh
man. Like
boy.
rewatching Logan and
Boyd.
stuff, I'm like, this guy just kind of pops into things. Like he's not really a lead in like anything, but he's kind of just in a lot of random stuff. And I
He
feel
was
like,
leading one thing, The Predator. Don't forget. Remember?
oh yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a big forgettable
it.
film for me. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there is a role for Boyd Holbrook somewhere soon in the MCU. I think this is one I could drop like maybe next year if nothing really happens. But I don't know. I'm just gonna put my faith in the big Boyder here, and very easily could be like villain B or something. I just picture him in something. I think the only thing he really has coming up now is I saw he just got cast in the morning show season 4, so that doesn't take up too much time compared to a movie. So yeah, there you go, Big Boyd on my number 9 spot.
Big Boyd.
It's nice. Good pick.
Taylor, you got so yeah, this is your 9 and 10, right? I believe so.
No,
So
just 10.
oh, just 10. Okay, this is your final pick.
And sorry, Travis, what was your number 9? I didn't write that down.
Karen Gillan. Picked up some scraps. Some James Gunn scraps. Taylor's thinking hard. Big breath being let out.
I truly have so many left that I really like, so it's
Mm.
gonna be tricky. The last decision here.
I think I figured out. Do any of you guys feel like this while Taylor's thinking that? I feel like I hold too much air, so sometimes I just gotta go like, and just like get rid of some of it. You know?
I
Is
think
that
I've
the
done that
problem?
before.
Yeah, I do. I'm doing it more though now. Often I feel like I'm holding a lot of
Man.
air in.
Sorry to cut you off because it's a really important thing that you're saying there with the air.
Yes,
But
of course.
someone who I was considering last year was in. It's always freaking Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. People are always getting randomly cast in that, but got a voice role there. So now I'm salty that I didn't.
They gotta
grab
stop
them
those
last year.
fucking shows, man.
I didn't see, like, funny enough, a lot of people dressed up in Disneyland, but I did see Moon Girl, and like right away, I'm just like, I can't believe that she's just giving high fives to people. Like, I only knew of her because of Marvel Snap, actually, and then I guess she has an animated show, so yeah, there's that.
Sure does.
Check it out.
No
Got me
Devil
points
Dinosaur.
for
though.
Allison Brie in the past,
That's
and
true.
you, Kirkland, for Maya Hawke. Remember?
I don't,
Wasn't that the
but
case?
that's awesome. So yeah, shouts out to me. I have goldfish memory these days.
Taylor, you got it.
Yeah, so it was a toss up because I got one person that I have I had a thought maybe I should bring them back.
The formula.
Greg Henry, need to get him back on the list now.
The emergency plan.
Picking up my own scrap.
I have another two that I thought maybe either of these guys, like another one that actually I've had on my list in the past few years, another one that I don't think I've had on my list yet, but I thought maybe because there's some hype circulating around there, but I think that they're kind of, I don't know, I don't think that they have a shot really. But they had a co-star that I looked into, and I thought, well, maybe there's potential here. But no, I think that I could probably wait another year and maybe pick that person next year. So for now, I'm going to have fun with this one. I'm going to pick Hugh Grant.
Wow.
Okay.
Huge Grant. Good pick.
Hugh Grant, yeah.
All right.
I like that pick.
Fits your demo,
That age marker.
You gotta have some crust when you grab your pick.
Yeah. All right, not one of your better than some of your other top ones up there. Okay.
I believe Kirkland, you have your final pick here.
I got my final here, yeah, and wasn't really afraid anyone was going to steal this lady from me. I have really not seen her in anything that much. I randomly saw her, and I don't watch this show. I just randomly saw her on Orphan Black Echoes, which is like it's like a follow-up show to Orphan Black. I don't even know if you guys have heard of that show.
Yeah.
But she plays a young Kristen Ritter. I'm going with Amanda Fix is her name. She has not been in really anything, so you'll probably have to Google her to know what she is. But I kind of just hope that this is like a discovery for me, and she's just going to be popping up in things, and she's just going to be, I don't know, in X-Men or something along those lines. I don't know. Something
She's
wanted
kind of like
me
a
to pick
Jessica
her.
Jones energy. I would
Well, she
think.
plays a young Kristen Ritter, so it makes sense.
Damn, look at that.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amanda Fix, number
Okay.
10.
Hoping your discovery. All right.
Okay. I'm really, this is a very tough decision because I just have so many sitting there in the roster that I'm a big fan of. I'm going to go with this one. There's a couple points against it, but I think the positives outweigh the negatives here. So here's a positive. This person was just a voice in Inside Out 2, right there in the Disney family. This person's a $1 billion movie maker, so that's a good thing. This person was one of the many voices in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, but I don't think that's going to X her out from being in something else, most notably from The Bear. I'm going to go with Ayo Edebiri, who also was in Bottoms. She's a big deal.
And
I
she
think
was
The
in
Bear is done
Thunderbolts.
soon. She is in Thunderbolts?
She was. She had the Steven Yeun situation where she was cast and then scheduling conflicts backed
Well,
out.
I love to hear that. That is
Yeah.
good news for me.
Yeah. So there you go. I don't think they put an end date on the Bear. It's still got another season coming. So
Yeah, well, if this last
It's
season
ending.
if this last season is any
science forward.
it
Yeah.
was not a good season, so I think they're gonna just.
Oh,
cancel it.
really?
I mean, Mud's watching; she was not a fan. So,
Okay.
and I think that was the general opinion.
I haven't got there yet. Yeah. So, so was that it? Your final pick then?
I think that was.
All right. So, Mr. Mess, read off your list and then tell us who your 2 stars is gonna be.
Oh man, I haven't even thought that far ahead, have I? Okay, my list consists of Anna de Armas, Sadie Sink, Sean Gunn, Murray Bartlett, Glenn Powell, Kaylee Spiney, Josh O'Connor, Stephen Yeun, Ella Purnell, Ayo Edebiri.
And no thought of ever kicking Anna. Hey, you're still on the bandwagon. It's gonna happen one day.
I need to get those points when they. I think it's an inevitability,
Yeah. Okay.
and I'm okay to let that one crust over hardcore.
I
'cause
just
I'll
saw
take
her
those
there.
crusty
She's
points.
definitely your veteran on that list. It's been
Yeah.
there. Your state's woman.
Yeah.
So
Man, who do I want to go from it? Can you guys read yours off, and I can think about
Yeah,
my
sure.
2-pointer a little bit?
I can read my off and give the 2-pointer because I'm
Ooh,
pretty confident
overachiever.
in mine. So yeah, Samara Weaving, Leia Sadu, Jodie Comer, Adam Driver, and Palm Clemente, who are the keepers from last year, and then new people: Daisy Edgar Jones, Kirkland. I see your 2-star in there. Daisy Edgar Jones, Katie O'Brien, Lee Jung Jae, Karen Gillan, and Ryan Gosling. I'm gonna throw my 2-star on Palm. I think she's the most realistic one. I'm pretty sure like either Espos, you can back me up. I feel like her or Gunn have said like, oh, we have a role in mind. So I feel like hers just like a not a if, it's a win. And I honestly feel like a spoiler for the next few years until she gets cast, I'm just gonna keep 2-starring her because I feel like it's gonna happen. I want to get those 2 points, and I'm gonna feel dumb if I ever do. And like, oh, that's the year. Like that'll be the time it doesn't happen. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with a safe bet. Where last year Adam Driver, I think it was a bit more gutsy of me, and when I look back, I'm like, man, what a I shouldn't have, not a waste, but I shouldn't have done that. So yeah, I will go with Palm as my 2-star pick, or my star pick. So 2 points.
Very solid.
The 2-starred. Okay, I'll go next. Starting at the top, I got my King Keanu Reeves. He will never leave my list as long as we do this. He's my statesman. Following that, I got Jennifer Holland, Austin Abrams, Shamir Anderson, Freya Allen, Sophia Wilde, Jenna Ortega, Lila Brown, Boyd Holbrook, and Amanda Fix. Got a lot of females on my list. For my 2-star, I'm kind of caught between the big AA, Austin Abrams, and Freya Allen, and Sophie Wilde, actually. I feel like those would be my 3 that I feel like I can smell something in the mix. But I think I'm going to go with Freya here.
Freya.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Young
putting a lot of
up-and-comer.
stock that it'll be a wonderful day when I see her casted and I get my 2 points.
Okay, there you go, Mr. Field.
All right, we got the veterans here, the leading the charge. They're first in, last out. Naomi Scott, Donnie Yen, Mark Hamill, Sigourney Weaver, Millie Bobby Brown.
God damn.
The OGs.
Naomi Scott, that's your
The
statesman.
old guard. Yeah.
She's staying in there. The old guard. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the old guard.
I don't even like see her as like an old person, but at this point, she seems like an older person.
It's been 84 years that's her around. And then the newcomers, a couple of rookies to the locker room here. We got Sydney Sweeney, Kiernan Shipka, Simone Ashley, Cillian Murphy, and Hugh Grant. Now my 2-star, though, this is tricky. I'm stuck between 2 individuals here. Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
Burst the blood vessel over here.
Calm down, Gramps.
Head just explodes. Yeah.
This is just such a tough pick because I feel like both are so
It's between
plausible.
2. Who's it between for you?
It's between Sydney and Killian.
Interesting. In between.
Not Naomi, eh? You don't have a lot of faith in that pick.
No, she's a 1-star. She's not getting that 2-star.
I can't wait till we're like the 30-year anniversary of the draft and Naomi Scott's still
Retired from
She's there
acting.
for the
That's what she
long
says.
She might come back.
Yeah, this is tricky because I feel confident on both of them, but I feel like Murphy could definitely be
Give it to
announced.
Murph.
When?
I don't
When is
trust it when
Murphy
you
gonna
guys say it like that. Like,
When is Murphy gonna be announced?
I feel like between now and Secret War, we
the
could
Peaky
get an
Blinders
announcement.
red carpet.
I'm definitely in the camp that I think I'm happy for you, your pick. I think the boat's going on Murphy. I think the Doom was in, that's done. I don't think anything else.
You
is
are
happening.
not happy for him in his pick. You are.
No, I'm happy because
You're
that just
jealous
means another
you
year
wanted
of me,
him.
that's another year of me winning. But I don't think Cillian Murphy's popping up anywhere else, and I don't think he's doing DC movies either.
So if you pick, let's say Cillian Murphy,
Yep.
and then he gets casted as Doom's nephew or something, and then he also gets casted as Batman's dad, and
That'd be
Like-
2 points right there.
2 points. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a different
Or it
role,
could be
right?
4 if
Yeah.
I fucking 2-starred him, right?
100%
Like,
it could be.
It could be. Yeah, absolutely. I don't see
Plus
that
the
happening,
multiplier that you would just add on there because he's in 3 more movies. I don't know. Somebody take my mic away. I don't know.
I feel like my first thought was Sydney Sweeney, and then I got pulled over the Cillian Murphy. But I think I'm gonna go with Sydney Sweeney as my 2-star. It just feels right.
Sir.
She's a
Yeah,
2-star.
we're wrong.
She's worthy of a 2-star.
There you go. Domas, finally, you ready?
Stephen Yoon. I'm just gonna go for it.
Oh, okay.
Stevie Y.
Yeah.
I like
Stevie
it.
Well,
Y.
ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back here in a year from now to check up on these lists. As usual, every quarter we check up on these lists or casting. We do a little announcement of who got a point here, who didn't, etc. But in a year from now, we'll see who can win. We'll see if Dylan ties up me a third, if I get the quad, or if we get Taylor or Kirkland putting some points up there, joining us in the winners bracket. So we will be there. Let us know on Patreon who you think has the best list, and I promise you, it'll not be boring.
See ya.
Bye.